President Obama addressing the crowd at the dedication ceremony of the Obama Presidential Center, saying the open space and Presidential Museum marks history and also hits home for him, where he met his wife, Michelle, in the city and launched his career in politics.
It's an expression of thanks, an acknowledgement that so much of what I hold most dear I owe to the people of this city and the people of these surrounding neighborhoods.
The center opens to the public tomorrow. The U.S. lifting its portion of the blockade in the Strait of Hormuz and ship traffic starting to pick up following the memo of understanding signed by the U.S. and Iran. The terms include resuming talks on Iran's nuclear program, easing sanctions, and freeing up frozen Iranian funds, the U.S. says, if Iran keeps to the deal. In New York, the New York Knicks treated to a ticker tape parade today after becoming the NBA champs, fans turning out along the Canyon of Heroes. This is ABC News. In California, Raisin Company heir now facing hate crime charges.
Bruce Lyon is a 64-year-old heir to Lyon Raisins, one of the world's largest raisin companies. He's now charged by L.A. County's district attorney with a felony hate crime count for allegedly threatening to kill a rabbi neighbor at his home in Pacific Palisades. He was arrested after allegedly making repeated anti-Semitic and racist remarks toward the rabbi. In a statement, Lyon Raisins, based in Fresno, says the alleged conduct does not reflect the values of Lyon Raisins. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
World Cup play underway in several U.S. cities. Ticket scams are not the only thing fans need to worry about.
In the run-up to the FIFA Championship, Customs and Border Protection agents say they seized $6 million in fake jerseys, toys, soccer balls, sunglasses, and a host of other products labeled as official FIFA gear. That's only at the Port of Houston.
ABC's Jim Ryan, CBP, says the counterfeits are coming from China. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Seattle's mayor offers up a new plan to take on the open-air drug markets. More on that straight ahead. But first, your KIRO News Radio traffic brought to you by D.R. Horton. It's busy here in Seattle. South 5, we're heavy from 130th and Northgate into downtown. Linwood to Seattle has a 10-minute delay. It's going to take you a half hour. North 5, we're stop and go from mid-Boeing Field to I-90, where we are in recovery mode from an earlier collision that was recently cleared near the West Seattle Bridge. Now, eastbound on the West Seattle Bridge, you're going to jam up near mid-span over to I-5. Northbound 99 is thick through South Park, approaching the First Avenue South Bridge. And the First Avenue South Bridge to the drawbridge just went up to allow marine traffic to get through, so we're going to see added volumes down there. And all of these backups are probably related to our 110 Mariners game coming up. Northbound 405 thick through the Renton S curves, and South 5 to JBLM got a 4-mile backup approaching the main gate. Looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. That's D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson is launching a crackdown on open-air drug markets, targeting 2 Seattle neighborhoods struggling with the persistent crime. In a policy twist, the mayor will now send offenders to jail, as well as diversion programs for dealing and using drugs and selling stolen goods along 12th and Jackson in Little Saigon and just up the street in Beacon Hill. In her recent new web post, Wilson says she is expanding police presence in both areas and that offenders will be booked into jail or enrolled in the LEAD diversion program. She's also given $1.1 million to outreach organizations to help people with drug addiction. Newly released body cam video shows the moment a Clark County deputy broke into a car to save a toddler left inside a car on a 92-degree day.
Let's do code 3. This kid's not responding. He's super sweaty.
The sheriff's office says witnesses outside a grocery store saw the child slumped in his seat and immediately called 911. Investigators say the child had been alone for about 16 minutes while his parents spent nearly a half hour inside the store, but now face reckless endangerment charges. A little splash of good news in Puget Sound. A new orca calf has been spotted. The Center for Whale Research says a brand new member of the endangered southern resident killer whale population was seen Sunday traveling with the L-Pod. The calf is being called L-130, and scientists are now working to confirm who the mother is. Researchers say every new calf is a big deal for this endangered population. A new study shows Seattle is the only World Cup host city not seeing a big surge in travelers. KIRO 7 TV's Dee Sun reports.
According to travel platform Sojourn, Seattle is actually seeing a 21% decrease in flight bookings compared to this time last year. Now, every other host city is seeing an increase, according to that report. The highest ones are Houston, which is up 11%, as well as Dallas, up 9%. New York is up 7% from last year. Now, Seattle is also seeing fewer hotel bookings. And travel analytics firm RateGain says they are down 20% compared to this time last year.
Well, Seattle's taking on Australia, but not just on the soccer pitch. Hundreds of people will pack Seattle's Chinatown International District this afternoon in an attempt to set a Guinness World Record for the largest dim sum gathering. Organizers for You Win Some, You Dim Sum sold out all 900 seats for the event. They're hoping to top the current record of 764 diners set in Australia. And now check out your KIRO News Radio weather. Sunny and warm temperatures into next week. 78 today, 83 tomorrow, 75 Saturday, 81 on the first day of summer, and then we're pushing 90 Monday. Sunny and 67 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Thursday to you all. Jacob Skorheim. Jacob? Why am I calling myself Jacob?
Did you? Really? Are you?
That's my legal name.
I was wondering.
Yeah, it's my legal name.
James O'Neill over here.
You're James.
I am.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
James and Jacob. Jacob and James.
I prefer Jake and Spike.
I do too. Marketing research showed us.
Welcome to the show, everyone. Yeah. Jacob and James here. Doesn't that sound weird? You know what else sounds weird? Can we talk for a second? We got a lot of stuff to get to. We got a lot of great guests.
What's the over-under else actually staying on schedule?
Join us again at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Ross Fletcher.
Fabulous.
The delightful Englishman. He'll be in at 1 p.m. We're going to preview the Team U.S. match against Australia here in town for the World Cup. And I would like to talk about that for a second. In Nate's news break there a second ago, did he say that Seattle is the only town of all the host cities, of which there are, 11 or 16? What was the number?
11 American cities, 16 host cities on this continent.
Between
2 in
Mexico,
Vancouver,
Canada.
3 in Mexico.
Gotcha.
Or 2 in Canada.
We're
Vancouver,
the only
Toronto.
city who is not seeing an increase in tourists? What does that mean?
I don't know how they figure this, because clearly there are more people in town since the World Cup started than a week ago.
Is there?
Yes. And I think what they're saying is other cities have seen a larger number of visitors than Seattle. We have the smallest visitor totals of all the 11 host cities in America. Now, I would put forth that we are probably the smallest host city in America from a geographical, demographical city size. I mean, I think we're the 15th, 14th largest
Is there any other graphicals
market.
that we could add in there? Geographical, demographical,
zoographical. Yeah, sure. Archaeological. Our stuff's only a couple years. Oh, so
close. Be graphical.
Biographical. Pornographical. We're number 1 pornographically. We really are. Yeah, it's number 2 in human trafficking. Number 1 in pornographically. Yeah, we are.
We got to look up. We have to look up all the host cities. We can't. Are we the smallest city? Is that
we're smaller
is that
than?
True?
Well, I think we may be Boston, Philly, San Francisco,
Vancouver. Are we smaller in Vancouver?
Well, that's Canada.
Well, no, I'm saying of all the cities.
I think we're talking about the 11 American cities.
Okay.
I don't think we're talking about Ixtapa or wherever. And there's 3 cities in Mexico. I can't pronounce their name unless they make a branded tequila. Then I would know their name.
Oaxaca. That's not it. It's not.
You got to pronounce it right.
Well, see,
Miami, Boston, Philly, Dallas, Houston, San Francisco, L.A. They're all larger than Seattle.
Sure.
I mean, I think maybe Kansas City. I think Arrowhead Stadium's hosting. I think we may be larger than them.
Okay. So more people want to go to Kansas than want to go to Seattle.
That is heartbreaking.
That actually makes
heartbreaking.
That makes sense.
KC, Kansas City.
They've got the Chiefs.
Not this month. We got the Seahawks. We got the world champions.
You know who else? You know what else they got?
What?
They've got Messi. They have Argentina playing, right? Isn't Argentina playing in Kansas City?
Yes, they are, and that's a factor.
It is a factor in who you're playing, because you're watching. You go to that game yesterday that Messi was in, or 2 days ago, whenever that was.
2 days ago.
Okay. He scores a hat trick. People want to come and see that. We've got some fun teams to watch. That's true. We've got
Fun
Team
teams.
US, which is great.
I don't think we have a top 10 team, though.
Well,
we don't.
What's Belgium? Belgium's got to be fairly high up there. I don't think they're. Yeah, maybe they're not top 10. I don't know.
But we don't have Portugal, Spain, Belgium, England. All
We
these.
have Belgium.
Excuse me. These top tier teams.
Yeah,
we don't have them. Argentina.
That could play
Brazil.
into it. Could also be people just were scared away from Seattle because Seattle's very expensive. Kansas City is also a very cheap city to go to.
Very affordable town.
So
You're
if you're going to
absolutely
spend
right.
money, you're going to go somewhere, and you're having to choose between two cities. Like maybe you don't get to see Team US play, but you can see a whole lot of other
Your
stuff.
kid can go to college, and you can see the World Cup.
And you
That's
still
the
get
choice
to pay for your house.
Make in this town, yeah,
That's
right.
interesting. We'll get specifics on that because that number jumped out at me. That we're the only city. Wah wah. Very sad.
Well, see, I'm glad we brought this up because I haven't talked about this on the show, but my commute has been adversely affected all week. We've had so many off-air conversations. Like I come in from the South End. I come from near the airport. I live in SeaTac.
Yeah.
And every day this week, my commute has increased exponentially. It's usually like a half-hour drive from SeaTac to Eastlake.
But that cannot be World Cup traffic.
Exactly. But I can't articulate what it is. Is it cruise ship people? Is it regular tourists? Is it World Cup folks? I don't know what it is.
I think it is World Cup because people who come to the city for World Cup aren't flying in on Thursday night for a Friday game.
Okay.
They're here for a few days. They're in town, and if it's not
driving
up,
they're driving up.
If you're say you got yourself a hotel a little bit outside the city limits or you're one of those 3 people that actually rented an Airbnb in this town.
And you got free
those
tickets
numbers
to
are horrible.
game. That's possible.
And you want to spend that day in Seattle on an off game day. It's a great day to come see Pike Place Market.
Then why aren't they seeing? If it's so bad, they're seeing all this extra traffic. Why aren't they seeing more people in Seattle? Then why is the numbers
it's a mystery,
down?
man.
It's a conundrum for sure.
One thing I heard, one opinion offered, postulated, is that the right word? Is that we are not getting
Postulate or pustule? Go ahead.
That could be a factor keeping people out of the city.
Yes.
That's a horrible thing to look at in the summer day.
It is horrible.
The Vancouver traffic's not coming to Seattle.
Well, they have more. They have 7 games.
They
We
got
only
their
have
own
6.
games, and international travel from Canada to the United States is down.
Sure.
It's been down for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
We've seen a real decrease in Canadian tourism into the city of Seattle. For example, on the 4th of July, the Toronto Blue Jays come here for a 3-game series with the Mariners. A rematch of the American League Championship Series.
Mm-hmm.
Be interested to see what kind of Toronto fan base comes down.
What would be funny is if more tourism traffic can be credited to the Win Some Dim Sum event that's happening right now. Is that what it was?
Win Some Dim Sum.
Dim Sum.
Brilliant naming. You know me. I love a good turn of a phrase.
The postmortem on this entire thing is like, all right, we figured it out. More people came for the dim sum.
They're trying to break a world record, right?
Than
Most
the
people
World
make a
Cup.
dim sum at one time.
What was that number we saw the other day? It was just horrible. And I love I mean, it's really fun. I love the World Cup. I love watching it. But the experience of getting down to it and the cost associated with it, the fact they don't let any cars within a mile of the stadiums.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of stuff that I think were kind of bonehead, but whatever. I'm not the audience who's wanting to go down and do that. I'm happy to watch from my couch. But that number that World Cup is worse for the city than travel.
Than COVID.
I'm sorry,
right?
than COVID
was.
Yes.
Yes.
Than COVID.
Has had a more detrimental impact than
Quite
COVID.
a headline. Quite a headline. All right. We got a lot of stuff to get to. Like I said, we got Ross Fletcher is going to join us in an hour. We're going to talk about World Cup. And we have continued, as you might assume, we have gathered more fun fan reactions because I think that's the key. That's the magical ingredient
Absolutely.
to why people would even care about the World Cup. It's all the fans experiencing how awesome America is. I have a clip I'm going to play for you in just a little bit of a Japanese fan trying barbecue at a legit barbecue place for the first time. As we know from the clip we played yesterday, Japanese people get very excited. So we're going to play that and just a bunch of stuff. So we'll do those with Ross. That'll be fun. And then at 1:30, this will be interesting. Have you guys ever been to a sports game where the wave happened? Here's a question. Have you ever been to a game where the wave doesn't happen?
No, that's a better question.
I haven't either.
That's who we are.
I didn't realize this, but the wave originated in not only Washington, at UW.
UW. Yeah.
Started at UW. Theoretically,
no, I believe Rob Weller.
Do you believe this is true?
Absolutely, I believe.
Okay, so a UW alumnus says it.
He was part of the cheer squad or the yell crew.
He says he came up with it.
Yeah, and that's lore at the UW. But I work for the UW sports department every football season for the last 30 years. So we take great pride
in the wave,
in the fact that the wave this is the birthplace of the wave. Right here at Husky
I had no
Stadium.
clue. I just assumed that was a thing they've been doing.
It's contested. There are other places that say they started the wave. A couple other places will try to claim credit for this, but I fully believe it was Rob Weller.
You think so?
And the UW cheer squad, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, he'll be on at 1:30 to defend his case, and we'll see if we find it compelling. I think it sounds like you probably believe him.
I love it. When I moved to town, I'd never seen it before.
I want to believe him.
Yeah.
You'd never seen it before?
No.
And I guess that makes sense because he would have started in the 1970s.
And I moved here in the late 80s, and it really hadn't become international.
It wasn't like a synonymous thing that happens in sports.
So we didn't wave in the East Coast. We threw things at the opposing team.
Yeah.
That's how you got your excitement going.
The Wave and Gary Glitter, right? Like those are
the rock and roll part two. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, those are synonymous sports things. All right, let's get to. If only they could get the Gary Glitter stuff out of it, though. Yeah, bad stuff. Let's move on to some other stuff here. Charlie Harger has a piece. This is like horrible PR for the Seattle Police Department. This is really, really dumb. And this is
to grab a phrase from World Cup. This is an own goal.
This is
totally an own goal, right?
Yes, absolutely.
It's hard enough for the Seattle Police Department with the troubles that they are not navigating, let alone handling well these days, and with regard to public relations and their image in the city, and they do something that is completely unnecessary.
Here's the thing that I find curious about this. So I really like SPD. I like police officers.
Yes.
I want more of them.
Absolutely.
I'd like to double their ranks. I'm not a defund the police person. I think that whole thing was one of the most embarrassing things that local politicians ever got behind. And anybody who supported it, Katie Wilson included, embarrassed herself for supporting those things. Do you remember that video where she was talking to a local person who, when she was running against Harrell?
Yeah.
And I forget which group was asking her. They said, which one of you supported defunding the police? And she said, I did, essentially.
Yeah.
And then she had to say, now she doesn't for some reason. Something has changed in her that she doesn't. Anyway, that was so silly. And now Seattle is down. They should have, 1,300 police?
I think 1,300, 1,400 is the goal, projected goal.
They're hoping to have that by the end of the year.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening, but
Recruiting
they have
numbers are
currently,
up.
900 something?
I think that's a good number, yeah.
Anyway, I like this. I like the police. I like what they do. I don't like the way that they're positioning themselves on this Aurora prostitution arrest story. Charlie pointed this out. I saw this headline yesterday, and we didn't end up doing it on the show, but when I saw it, when I saw the SPD blotter about it, I was like, oh, that's really great. Good news. I'm going to read you this. I'm going to read you this headline, and you guys tell me what you would take away from this headline. Weekend Aurora outreach results in 13 women and children receiving services, 6 suspects arrested. I mean, I don't think there's any other way to read that headline.
There is really no other way to read that other than this Aurora Avenue outreach did great work.
Yes.
Provides outreach to these 30, and that happened on Aurora. Mm-hmm. The outreach happened on Aurora. This is a targeted police effort to stop the prostitution, the pimp wars, the human trafficking on Aurora.
Yeah.
13 individuals did receive assistance.
And then the 6 suspects arrested, I would just assume...
6 suspects arrested.
So that to me feels like two sides of the same coin.
Yeah,
on the one side, you have the trafficked women. I would say, oh, great. Somebody has reached out to them and let them know that there's light at the end of the tunnel and they're not going to have to be stuck in sex trafficking. And on the other side, the people who were trapping those women in prostitution have now been arrested and taken off the street.
We've been saying for weeks, make some arrests.
Make some arrests. But that's not what happened, Spike.
What happened was there's an ongoing effort against human trafficking by the Seattle Police Department in this city. 6 arrests were made over the weekend. One was a gun-related arrest, a shooting arrest on Aurora. May or may not be related to the human trafficking, the prostitution situation. We don't know.
Sure.
But the 5 arrests were for a fight against human trafficking. So it's the same overarching mission.
Same theme.
But they took place in West Seattle. Those 5 arrests were at a different operation against human targeting by SPD
so not
in West
Aurora.
Seattle. Not Aurora. Not even close.
But that's confusing because
that's a bus ride and a light rail ride, maybe. 2 bus rides and a light rail from Aurora.
Yeah,
not even
that doesn't
close.
Make sense because the headline says Weekend Aurora outreach results in 13 women and children receiving services, 6 suspects arrested.
Yeah.
Am I reading that wrong?
You're reading it right. Are they writing it right?
They are writing it wrong.
Not. They're writing it wrong. Yeah.
Charlie does a great job in this piece, basically laying out how, is this a blatant lie? Maybe not, but it's certainly a construction of an idea that they were trying to get across in the headline to lead readers to believe a certain thing that actually was not fully the truth. And
KIRO reached out to the King County Prosecutor's Attorney's Office about these felony charges referred to in this SPD post.
Yeah.
Prosecutors said they have no record of Aurora-related arrests or charges involving Johns from that Aurora Avenue operation.
Which is a head-scratcher, for sure.
It really is.
Charlie also did highlight in this piece that Seattle police did then eventually respond, and, they say this was a mistake, and the way that they worded it was a mistake, and he says SPD's Lieutenant Patrick Michaud, is that how you pronounce it? Michaud?
I think it's Michaud. Might be Michaud.
Apologized, saying that I know better. And obviously, he said the outreach effort to the women was along Aurora. The arrest happened in West Seattle and were part of a larger effort to curb human trafficking that takes place throughout the city and a shooting investigation arrest. So
said he was given unclear information, then he should have clarified and double-checked before writing a post that seemed to be taking over-exerted credit.
Yes.
For probably the most public and visual problem the city is facing.
You're trying to capitalize, what it reads as, you're trying to capitalize on a hot button issue that finally is getting the attention that everybody's demanding it receive, which is the Aurora prostitution, all that stuff.
Yep.
And you're trying to take credit for an area that you're not actually policing yet in the way that you are in other parts of the city. Also great that they have arrested 5 other people for human trafficking stuff. That's great.
I mean, a month or so ago.
But just say that.
Right. This seemed like, and the question now is, it was a purposeful misrepresentation of what happened to try to take undue credit in this highly visible problem area?
Yeah, why would
Or was it just the honest mistake that Lieutenant Michaud says it was?
Well, I don't think anybody would have raised an eyebrow had they just said, hey, guess what? 2 separate things. We reached out to 13 women who were
and children. Yeah.
Because a lot of these prostitutes are 13 and 14-year-old girls.
Yeah.
We have made contact with them, and we're getting them into programs. That's an overall win.
Absolutely.
People would just go like, hey, that's great, finally. Like we had Mike Dunn the other day from Dunn Lumber on, who talks about seeing these girls out there helpless every day and trying to figure out, like, how can we help?
Taking it upon his business and his personally, to put up a public shaming banner.
Yeah.
To try to slow down the solicitors of these
everybody would have said, great job. You made contact with 13 and got them into help, and you're moving them along, so they're not going to be out there anymore, working for Johns and doing horrible things. Great. Fantastic. In separate news, we are starting to, notch away at the human trafficking that's plaguing Seattle. Yeah. And you could say in West Seattle, we made 5 arrests. And then you can, do another one talking about how you're going to, or they're just choosing not to be very active against the people who are actually forcing these girls into prostitution, and now that's a problem.
It's not like they're paying by the word, and they're trying to, tighten things up in a telegram.
Put as much as you want out.
Right. You own the paper.
Yeah.
Put in what you want. You're sending out a press release.
Like that scene in Three Amigos where she wants to send the telegram, but it's too expensive.
Exactly.
I give you the 5 peso version. Like, just give us the information. You don't need to spin it. We're happy that you've reached out to 13 women and children and who are now receiving services. Full stop.
And Charlie Harger wrote this wonderful piece. You can find it at My Northwest with all these details. He says, I've worked with Patrick for years, and he's a good guy. Yeah. Everybody is account of acting Lieutenant Patrick Michaud says, look, this guy's a good guy. It doesn't seem like he was trying to purposely misrepresent the actions.
People. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. We love the SPD. We want them to be very successful in this fight that we've been asking them to have, and that the SPDs wanted to have. Their hands have also been tied by local leadership, the mayor's office, Seattle City Council.
Ordinance changes. They're not locking up Johns anymore.
Who, until they were shamed, were not allowed to make those arrests. So good job, SPD, for finally being able to do your job. We're happy you're doing it. And for the local leadership that's finally letting police do what police are supposed to do.
Amen.
I guess pat on the back for getting out of the way and letting them do their jobs. But, just, watch these headlines. And I don't think you were misleading per se, but maybe a little. Whatever. Do better. All right, we got a lot more coming up. This is a fun one. Washington State. We spend a lot of money on education. And you know what? When you invest a lot, you get returns. And we're going to talk about where those returns are getting us next.
They're going to return our money? Is that what you're saying?
It's not going to happen. All right, we'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
How does your roof look after this winter? Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Spring into action today. Save $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
$83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise, there's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, D.R. Horton has the right home for the best value. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
Did you really think Pure Talk was just going to sit back and watch America turn 250 years old without doing something awesome to celebrate? Of course not. That's why they're raising $250,000 for America's Warrior Partnership by the end of July. America's Warrior Partnership is on the front line of preventing veteran suicide. They've had extraordinary success, and here's how you can help. When you switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk this month, you'll be invited to round up to support America's Warrior Partnership. No pressure, but if you do, Pure Talk will match your donation dollar for dollar. And to further celebrate 250 years of our extraordinary democratic republic, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, say Mike Rowe. And happy birthday to us.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate, and there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur.
occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Big Trees is Washington's premier tree sales and transplant company. Looking for a big selection of big trees? Visit Big Trees in Snohomish or BigTreeSupply.com.
Beauty, privacy, instantly.
So, what are you reading?
I'm checking out the ratings on the new TVs, and it looks like Samsung, LG, and Sony got the best scores.
Just like last year. What about those new high dynamic range TVs?
They got the highest scores of all, but their prices are really high.
Did you check online?
Yeah, their prices were about the same.
Well, there's one place where we can get a hot deal on those top-rated models.
Where?
At Video Only. Check out the ratings on TV stores.
I see. Video Only scored better than the others.
So, if you want the best deal on the best TVs,
then we should take our TV ratings and head over to top-rated Video Only.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
You'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
And good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. Seattle police are acknowledging they misled the public about arrests tied to an Aurora Avenue crackdown. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports the arrests SPD promoted as part of a successful operation were actually made in another neighborhood.
When SPD announced 6 arrests along Aurora Avenue in North Seattle tied to human trafficking and exploitation, neighbors dealing with an ongoing pimp turf war and prostitution there rejoiced. Then Casey McNerthy with the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office told KIRO 7 TV half of SPD's report was accurate.
The allegations are that they believe they were communicating with either a 14 or 15-year-old girl. And it turns out it was an undercover police officer, and the meetup locations were in West Seattle.
SPD apologized for conflating 2 different operations. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle police now say they made 5 arrests in West Seattle and just 1 on Aurora. They also provided outreach for some 13 women and children along Aurora Avenue. A 16-year-old didn't think he would make it off Mount Si alive.
My heart was just racing so fast, like just thinking I'm going to die.
Noli Pina is sharing his survival story after this week's bear attack. He spoke exclusively with KIRO 7 TV's Jack Bilyeu.
Pina says the bear scratched him twice on the leg and stayed near him for half an hour. He tried everything he could think of, alternating between playing dead and fighting.
At one point I had a stick and I tried to hit it, and it bit the stick and it grabbed it, but I tried to pull it back and it just grabbed it and then yanked it off.
Eventually, he tried something else. That loud whistle worked and scared the bear off.
The search for that bear is now over. The Mount Si trails are back open with new bear-aware signage at the trailheads. A strike is officially underway at downtown Seattle Hotel one day before the USA faces Australia at Lumen Field. Workers at the Embassy Suites Pioneer Square walked off the job early this morning, calling for better pay, more hours, and year-round health care. The hotel sits right next to Lumen Field. Union leaders say many employees are struggling to meet ends meet and want protections for immigrant workers. A hotel spokesperson says the company remains committed to negotiating in good faith toward a fair and reasonable agreement. More than 100 Seattle school bus workers are losing their jobs this summer. KIRO 7 TV's Ranji Sinha is in Lake City.
First Student, which serves Seattle Public Schools, will get rid of operations at facilities in Belltown and here in the Olympic Hills neighborhood. The layoffs come more than a year after the bus driver strike that ended in a new agreement between the Teamsters Local 174 and First Student.
111 employees will be laid off on August 17th. A check to Wall Street, NASDAQ leads stocks higher after U.S. and Iran sign initial deal to end the war. The Dow up 112, S&P 500 up 70, and the NASDAQ up 413. And now check your KIRO News Radio traffic brought to you by your Seattle Mariners. Speaking of, we're dealing with heavier than normal traffic this afternoon, heading into Seattle for our afternoon Mariners game at 1:10. South 5 heavy now from 145th and Shoreline all the way into downtown. southbound Linwood to Seattle up to a 40-minute commute. North 5, we're stop and go from mid-Boeing Field up to I-90. Our lake bridges are clear if you're heading that route. State Route 99 is also clear through downtown Seattle. Southbound 405 slows coming out of Bellevue down to Renton, and Tacoma to Olympia. You just hit 1 hour. You got a 4-mile backup through JBLM. More crowding heading into Olympia. Don't miss fireworks nights all summer long. Presented by T-Mobile. The next show is June 19th. Get your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks. And now your weather, sunny and 78 this afternoon, 83 tomorrow. We're pushing 90 by Monday. Sunny and 69 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. We're going to get into this Washington education ranking that has now come out. Hint, not good news for Washington. But before we do, did you hear during the news break talking about the workers' strike, the union that's striking at the local hotel?
Yeah, down the Embassy Suites down in Pioneer Square. Yeah.
Two thoughts about that.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, I love Embassy Suites. This is not a promotion of Embassy Suites. They're not paid. I'm not paid by them. But I do enjoy the 2-room thing.
Absolutely.
Nobody, does anybody else do that? Do
a working kitchen in your room?
Yes.
It's the greatest way to stay at a hotel.
1 room, essentially is 2 rooms.
Yes.
And when I was a kid, we would always use Embassy Suites because my parents got the proper bedroom.
Yeah.
And us kids would sleep on the fold-out.
That's right.
And we'd all go downstairs for the big breakfast in the morning, and you could get fresh breakfast.
Yep.
And my parents would disappear somehow magically during the cocktail hour downstairs in the lobby.
Beautiful.
Do they still do those, the cocktails?
They
do?
Yeah. I was in Chicago about a year ago, and they have like a champagne reception thing in the lobby. It's pretty cool.
Actually, side story: my parents stopped drinking for my entire childhood, from between when I was 3 through when my youngest brother turned 18.
Wow!
And then they caught up. I'm just kidding. No,
let me ask a quick. I don't mean to pry.
Yeah.
It's pride.
But then I have a thought on
parents.
this. I have a thought on this union.
Your parents quit drinking and you stopped getting more siblings. Are they related? I'm just asking.
You know what? Truthfully, so they stopped drinking. I don't know if this is too much. Is this TMI? Am I allowed to share this information?
Of course, sure. It's just us.
It's just us.
Just us.
It's like Connie. It's like Connie Chung. Does that date me? Does that reference?
Just us.
Just tell me it's just us.
Just us.
No, I find this is really admirable, and I really appreciate my parents for doing this. So when I was young, I have no recollection of my dad being a heavy drinker.
Okay.
Because I was a small child, and I don't know if he was or not. But the family legend goes that at one point when I was like 4 years old or something, I went to the fridge. I somehow had an instinct that my dad needed another beer because his was empty.
You liked seeing Dad happy. You knew
and I
what
liked
made Dad happy.
And so I certainly didn't like seeing him mad. No, just kidding. If you know my parents, you know that is the farthest thing. My parents are like the sweetest, and my dad is. Everyone is like, your dad is the gentlest creature I've ever seen.
I've never had the pleasure of meeting them, but knowing you like
Okay.
I do, I can testify that's the case.
That's a compliment. Thank you. But I guess I went to the fridge and I got him a beer, and I brought it back unsolicited. Now, to me, as like a parent now, I'm like, that's great training.
Sure.
But my parents at the time were like, oh no, this is like, obviously he's seeing that we're, having drinks, and we don't like that. That's a thing that
This
as
is
a
what
4-year-old.
Daddy looks like. What's wrong with Daddy? There's not a beer in his hand.
Daddy looks thirsty. Anyway, they stopped, but then they stopped drinking for
because the day after you brought the beer?
Yeah, for 20 years. Cold turkey, didn't touch it.
Wow.
Didn't touch it. And now they drink socially, and they, it's fun, and whatever.
And my brother did that once, brought a beer to my dad. He was able to not live under the stairs anymore. It's great. He gets it now, my mom said. He gets it.
Finally, the training has paid off. No, God, but I love my parents. Obviously,
we were talking about the hotels. Was this?
Oh, the hotel. Let me get back to the hotel thing.
We're here for you.
I have this little devilish thought that I'm wondering if the hotel management, who maybe was expecting, probably the union thought, like we all did, hey guys, let's hit them when it hurts, when we are just going to be having to turn away all this business. Slammed because of World
Cup.
Keep
the waffle maker full.
Yes,
right,
exactly. And now the hotel's like, you know what, guys, if the strike keeps going, not the worst thing in the world because our bookings are down and we don't have to pay these people. Is it possible that they're thinking that? Like is this not the worst time to strike when hotel bookings are down 20% from a non-World Cup year?
That's a great question. I'd like to know if the Embassy Suite in particular is experiencing those same down numbers.
Sure.
Because we're talking industry-wide.
Yeah, well,
And
we're talking about in
oftentimes-
Seattle.
Yeah, well, I know, but Seattle's numbers are down from a hospitality standpoint.
Yeah.
Embassies is no disrespect. I appreciate them for this.
It's an economic value.
It's an economic. That's the word.
Yeah.
Economic value. I don't know if they're feeling a 20% decrease in. I mean, when the rates were almost doubled.
Yeah.
For hotel rooms in Seattle.
Sure.
Embassy Suite was probably the most attractive option you had. They probably
Maybe.
sold out.
Yeah. They are sweet.
Yeah. No matter how you spell it.
Yeah.
They're sweet.
Good luck to you guys. Hope everybody gets what they want. Yeah. That'd be nice.
And if you
Everybody
book to
gets what
stay
you
in
want.
Seattle at an Embassy Suite, you're like, now? Really?
I mean, you're already, don't you already make your own waffles?
Somebody's got to fill that batter thing up. Can't do that. I know. Trust me, I've stood there waiting.
How long did you wait?
Not too long. They
Did
weren't
you
on
figure it out?
No, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, you got,
I see you've kept eating.
I opted for some cereal. Sure.
Oh my gosh! I don't know what they're asking for, so I can't make fun of it too much. I hope they're whatever.
They want year-round health care, decent pay.
Okay.
Who can argue with anybody fighting for decent pay?
I can. I could.
Of course.
What are they already making? 20-something an hour?
Yeah.
To start?
Sure.
All right. We've got other stuff to get to. Washington State. Speaking of high water marks, Washington State.
We can't be already out of time.
No, this is too soon.
What are you doing?
Let's pull that
What are you
down.
doing?
Yeah, give me
Brady.
another Brady. Jeez Louise.
My bad. I thought you were teasing.
No.
He's trying to throw a curveball at us.
We did tease the story scheduled about 8 minutes ago, to be fair to Brady.
Everything leading up to this was me wasting time. So let me do this real quick, Brady, and then with your permission, then I'll get to
Coming up next, what we told you.
Yeah. We could do this when we come back, actually. It's pretty good. Should we?
Not now.
Okay. Okay, so Washington State, this is really funny. Washington State, according to this new report from the Annie E. Casey Foundation, which has been doing this for 37 years, is that right? 37 years they've been ranking public education in different states.
They know better than anybody.
They have dropped from 27th place in the nation, so right about the halfway mark, down to 31st in the nation. Now, this is concerning because, obviously, when it comes to education, you don't want to be going in the wrong direction. You want to be getting better. You want to be highly ranked. So we're in the bottom half now, even worse than we were before.
Yeah.
But when you look at the trend, a decade ago, Washington was 20th, which is not great. It's not horrible, but it's at least above the halfway mark. The problem is that we were spending less than half what we're spending now on education. So the Washington State education budget was somewhere around $20 billion or so. Now it's like $40 billion or so.
Okay.
So it's increased by 110% over that time period. Inflation has risen 35%, so it's far outpacing inflation. And when you look specifically, and here's the part that's depressing. When pressed about this, the Washington State Office of Superintendent of Public Instruction, that's Chris Reichdahl, his office says it's because of, among other things, but they say one of the big things is they're just not getting the financial support that they need in order to get the results that they want. They pointed to an increase in state spending on education and suggest efforts. They said Chris Reichdahl's efforts to increase state spending on education and suggested that funding is a key factor in how students are performing. BS. BS. Can I be any more clear without getting fined?
Well,
that's ridiculous.
What stood out to me in this story, we're quoting a Seattle Times piece on this.
Originally Washington State Standard, but yes.
Washington State, okay, thank you.
Republished in Seattle Times.
Seattle's Office of Superintendent of Public Institutions, as you mentioned, Chris Reichdahl's office, says they remain skeptical of this research, saying that they've made progress in every area. Okay, so first off, how are you doing in comprehension and understanding what progress means? Because if you've gone from 27 to 31st, I'd have a hard time classifying that as progress.
I do not think that word means what you think it means.
Thank you. I would say part of this probably, and we can talk about this. I know there's a lot of talk about with regard to school funding.
Yeah.
Right now, the state's trying to decide if they're going to accept federal funding from schools because of requirements from the federal government.
I have I am deeply dove in.
You dove in deeply.
Can we come back to this?
Sure, absolutely. It's important. That's our kids' future. It's an important topic.
And what do we always say about the children? We'll play you a song when we come back, and we're going to talk about this funding.
You have a belief about the children.
I have a belief in the children.
Yeah.
Something about the future. We'll play it when we get back. We're going to talk about this and Reichdahl's ridiculous response. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. This June, for Men's Health Month, Revive Men's Health in Seattle is offering a free comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. No guessing, just answers. Over 100,000 men have trusted Revive to get real results. More energy, better sleep, improved mood, and confidence that shows. If something feels off, don't wait. Take control and protect your long-term health by knowing your numbers. This offer ends June 30th. Schedule your free comprehensive wellness panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Feel better. Live stronger. Start now.
Hey, Spike O'Neill for Ageless Living. I've been telling you that my aunt recently had surgery and that when she came home the next day, we weren't sure if we as a family were equipped to give her the kind of care and attention that she needed. So we called my friends at Ageless Living and asked about their respite care options. Respite care at Ageless Living is a short-term stay, 2 days, 2 weeks, in which your loved one gets expert care 24/7, all the amenities of an Ageless Living community, and the peace of mind for my aunt and for us that she was getting the kind of care she deserved. Go to agelessliving.com/spike to book an appointment today. Ask about respite care. It's agelessliving.com/spike.
For years, I've been telling you how much we care for our hens and the land here at Wilcox Farms. But don't just take my word for it. Our family's commitment is backed by trusted third-party certifications. Hartley Wilcox here. Wilcox eggs are USDA organic, meaning no synthetic pesticides or GMOs. We're certified humane, ensuring our hens live with dignity and space to roam. We're salmon safe, protecting Northwest waterways, and recognized for sustainable farming practices. These aren't just labels. They're proof that every one of our eggs comes from a farm that values animal welfare, environmental stewardship, and your family's health. So next time you're at the store, look for Wilcox Family Farms eggs. They're not only delicious, they're certifiably humane and organic, raised with care you can trust. Learn more at wilcoxfamilyfarms.com because doing the right thing isn't just our promise, it's our principle. Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh since 1909.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
know you can donate real estate too. Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Compassion, communication, results. That's Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com. That's pendergastlaw.com.
Nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all. Sound like your home? Then call for your free inspection.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
G. Scott here. Safeway wants you to know Sunbucks gives qualifying families $120 per child for summer groceries. Some families are signed up automatically. Others need to apply. Find out if you should apply at freesummermeals.org.
All right, welcome back to the show. We're going to talk a little bit about education for just a minute. In a few minutes, we got Ross Fletcher in studio. He's going to join us. We're going to talk about the U.S. men's national team. They're playing tomorrow in FIFA World Cup, playing against Australia. It's going to be a ton of fun, which we will get into all of that. And we have a lot of audio from foreign fans on our American soil going absolutely nuts. And it's great. We love it.
I think we've come to agreement that's the best part of World Cup.
That's the best part of the World Cup.
It really is.
Some of these games are
somebody like Ross, who appreciates the beauty of the game, may differ.
Yeah.
But from an American pedestrian standpoint,
I want to see a Japanese guy eating barbecue.
Sure.
That's why I want the games to happen.
That's why I came.
Yes. Right now, though, I'd like to talk about kids and education, and we can't do that without this song.
I believe the children are our future. Thank you. Teach them well and let them lead the way.
Let them lead the way.
Show them all the beauty they possess inside.
All right.
Oh, what a movie.
I want to do two quick comparisons real fast. Last segment, we were talking about in Washington State. We've now fallen to 31st in education. I have 3 kids right now in school.
Washington Public Schools.
Washington Public School. One who will be in school in, I don't know, 3 years. 3 more years. 4 years.
Yeah, one waiting in the pipeline.
I'm not great at math. I was publicly educated. But
that was when we were 20th.
Yes.
Yeah.
In 3 or 4 years, he will also be. So I am very interested in education in our state. I think it's of the utmost importance. And obviously, children are the future. Everybody agrees with that. So Washington State, they've fallen to 31st, according to this new research. They've fallen to 31st, even though they have more than doubled their spending in the last 10 years. And I'm going to just do a direct comparison because Chris Reichdahl, superintendent of public instruction, his office, are saying, well, really, it's about funding. We just don't have the funding, which is the laziest, dumbest excuse I've ever heard in my life. It's crystal clearly proven that that's not the case when you look everywhere. It's methodology. It's how you're deciding to educate your students. And you have to look no further than Mississippi for a comparison. Mississippi, 10 years ago, just like we 10 years ago were ranked 20th, 10 years ago, Mississippi was ranked 49th in the nation. And what has Mississippi done? They've adopted a new way of educating, focusing on science-based learning. And what they have done for far less money is they are now the 16th in the nation, according to the same research from the Annie E. Casey Foundation. And when you look more specifically, when you break it down to grades, in 4th grade reading, they are first in the nation. And that is a massive predictor for how their students will do in the future as you get into then the 8th grade results and then finally graduation levels.
And they spend a lot less on per student than we do.
They
a lot less.
Here, I have the numbers. So overall in Washington State, on average, this is higher in King County by about $5,000, but on average in Washington State, we spend $20,300 per student annually. In Mississippi, they spend $12,500 per student. Now, there are factors that come in.
Yeah, of course.
It's obviously much cheaper to live in Mississippi.
Cheaper to hire teachers in Mississippi.
Cheaper to hire teachers
cheaper
in
to run
Mississippi.
facilities in Mississippi.
Totally
all those
fine.
things.
I agree with all of that.
Cheaper to feed kids in Mississippi. Yeah, those are all factors.
However, it does not excuse that Washington State is dropping in rankings and Mississippi is climbing. Washington has the 4th highest paid teachers in Washington State. I love high teacher pay. It's great. Teacher retention is a great thing. We want them to make as much money as possible. But if they're not getting results, fire them. Mississippi has the lowest teacher pay in the nation. On average, they pay about $50,000 a teacher, $53,704. Washington State average teacher salary is $91,720 a year. And Mississippi is getting results that Washington State cannot even dream of right now.
Well, you nailed it. It's methodology.
It's methodology.
It's not money. It's Mississippi, as I've read this story for months now, Mississippi's been crowing about the success, as they should.
Yeah.
Teachers have abandoned these modern, teaching methods and gone back to what works. Tried and true methods like phonics.
Yeah.
You know,
isn't that crazy?
New math, goodbye in Mississippi. Good old math.
Stop looking at pictures and trying to figure out what they might be saying. Just teach the kids how to read good. Like they would at the Derek Zoolander School of Kids Who Can't Read Good.
And other things.
And
Have you heard of the accountability factor of Mississippi education, where students from the 3rd grade are accountable to tutor basically students from the 2nd grade and all the way up the chain?
Yeah.
Students are accountable to their peer groups. And they're helping their peer groups.
And they have literacy requirements that are just common sense that Washington just doesn't have.
Yeah.
Next week on Tuesday, this is going to be great. We're going to be talking with Washington Policy Center's Vicki Murray. There is a massive amount of money. If Washington State wants more money and it doesn't want to have to charge you more for it, there are massive amounts of federal tax dollars that are available. States like New York, states like Colorado are opting in. They're going to get this money. Bob Ferguson has not said whether or not he's going to opt in because he doesn't like Trump, but he needs to do it. We will convince you of that next week on Tuesday, so tune back in for that. But next, we get to talk about the World Cup with Ross Fletcher, so stick around. We'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Hey, it's John Curley with my friend Bob Stelton. Hey, Bob, you had a hip issue just like me. You went to see Dr. Mark Wagner at Seattle Sports Regenerative Medicine. What did he tell you?
You got a torn labrum, you got a frayed ligament, you've got arthritis developing. He said, this isn't going to fix everything, but it will go a long way. I was walking around at about an 8 pain level. I couldn't walk that far before the pain would kick in, and it was impacting my workouts and just really impacting my day-to-day stuff beyond jiu-jitsu.
So, just like me, Dr. Wagner does stem cell on your hip. How you feeling now?
I feel like I've gotten back to being who I was prior to the injuries, which was somebody who's very active, loves being out there outside when the weather's great, being on the motorcycle, sparring in jiu-jitsu, working out. I can do all of those things now.
So whether it's a shoulder, a hip, a wrist, knee, or elbow, before you choose surgery, see our friend, Dr. Wagner first. He'll tell you if stem cell is right for you. drmarkwagnermd.com. Make an appointment at drmarkwagnermd.com.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once-yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
Experience the thrill of seeing orcas and humpback whales with Puget Sound Express. Join their family-run tours for guaranteed whale sightings departing daily from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book now at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Summer's right around the corner. Can you say World Series? I don't want to jinx anybody, and I don't want to jinx the heating system or cooling system that you have, but it could possibly out at home. So the best thing to do right now is to replace the system. You want it done right and done fast. Upgrade your cooling now with Home Comfort Alliance. Their 60-second online price estimator makes it so easy. Upgrade to a Lennox cooling system and get a new heating system free. Plus available utility rebates. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com today.
Every day, caregivers change lives. Caregiving offers flexibility, rewarding work, and the chance to make a real difference in your community. If you've been a caregiver before, now is the perfect time to return to this meaningful career and continue making an impact. Washington needs more caregivers, and your compassion, work ethic, and ability to connect with people could be the answer. Turn your care for others into a career you'll love. Visit caregivercareerswa.com for resources and support to start or return to your caregiving career today.
Sponsored by DSHS and aired by the WSAB and this station.
Our local tax expert and advocate Greg Nunn understands the pressure that comes from owing money to the IRS. Don't let that pressure build. Call None Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
Giving your liver a spring cleaning is easy with Active Liver. From New Nordic. Search for Active Liver by New Nordic on Amazon, CVS, Wegmans, or GNC.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The Trump administration is defending the memo of understanding between the U.S. and Iran. It reopens the Strait of Hormuz, but it also allows Iran to sell oil on the free market and rebuild their military. ABC's Britt Clinton has reaction.
Now, it also empowers them politically in many ways. They've been able to survive this entire war when there were proclamations at the beginning that regime change was going to happen, that it was viable, and they've proved that that hasn't happened, even though they may have Navy impairments and have been able to have some wins on that front in terms of the U.S.
The Supreme Court ruling a Texas man who admitted using marijuana and was charged with unlawful possession of a gun was unconstitutional. Justice Neil Gorsuch wrote the opinion and said it's a narrow decision but doesn't end the government's power to take guns away from drug users. And the threat of life-threatening flooding continues in the Central Gulf and Southeast today. This is ABC News. World Cup games underway today. Yesterday, the English men's national soccer team opened its 2026 World Cup play with a 4-2 victory over Croatia. But it's what happened before the match that's getting the attention of police.
The Londoner pub in Dallas has become the favorite gathering spot for English fans to watch the matches played in nearby Arlington. Before the Three Lions played Croatia, Dallas police were called when the Brits got too rowdy. The England fans reportedly drank 5,000 beers at the Londoner, draining the taps, tipping over tables, but spending more than $40,000 before they were kicked out. Jim Ryan, ABC News in Dallas-Fort Worth.
In New York City, also some fun today. Tens of thousands of fans turning out to celebrate the NBA champions, the New York Knicks, cheering along the ticker tape parade, including the Canyon of Heroes. The first time in more than 50 years, the Knicks hold the title. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
The millionaire's tax repeal effort gains ground. More on that coming right up. But first, your KIRO News Radio traffic brought to you by the KIRO Newsradio app. In Tacoma, northbound 705 to Schuster Parkway, that off-ramp is fully blocked by police activity. Here in Seattle, eastbound 520, the Montlake Boulevard exit, a stalled vehicle blocks the right lane just as you get on that ramp. So that leaves one lane for traffic to get around and then access the exit as well as continue across the lake. And we're jam-packed onto I-5. South 5 bumper to bumper from 145th and Shoreline all the way into downtown. Linwood to Seattle's a 45-minute trip. That's a 25-minute delay. Get over to Highway 99. That's wide open until you get to South Lake Union. From there, it's bumper to bumper down to the stadiums. And North 5 are heavy from Albro up to I-90. Text the app to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO News Radio app. There you can listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
And good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. Supporters of a repeal effort targeting Washington's millionaire's tax say they've already reached a key milestone. Let's Go Washington's Brian Haywood tells John Curley they've gathered more than 317,000 signatures, enough to meet the July 2nd threshold for the ballot.
In some ways, yes. Like the very first week, it just came in so fast. And the people that are gathering signatures were talking about the ease of which it was to get people to sign on this one.
He says they're averaging about 80,000 signatures a week. Their goal, 700,000. Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson is launching a new effort to keep residents housed. The Human Services Department will provide an $8 million funding opportunity for rental assistance and eviction prevention services in 2027. The program is expected to help about 1,000 households a year, offering rental aid, legal support, and case management. A new centralized application system will also make it easier for residents to request help. Agencies can learn more at virtual sessions coming up on June 23rd and June 25th. Sound Transit's Link Light Rail saw one of its busiest days ever on Monday. More than 210,000 riders as World Cup fans packed trains to Seattle Stadium for Egypt versus Belgium. That's the third highest total in system history, behind the Seahawks Super Bowl parade and the Cross Lake Connection opening. And officials say tomorrow's USA-Australia match could push ridership even higher. Speaking of, tomorrow's World Cup match between USA and Australia will likely be a mini Super Bowl in Seattle. That's according to former Sounders play-by-play voice Matt Johnson. He tells KIRO Radio's G. Scott.
Americans are coming to the West Coast. It'll be the loudest thing since whatever loud Seahawk game you pick.
NFC Championship.
At Lumen Field.
Yeah.
It might not be that loud, but it's going to be 80-20, and the Australians are going to be hyped up. They're a fun group.
And it's a pricey ticket to get inside. The cheapest seats tomorrow, more than $2,000. Police say an argument over charging outlets ended with a stabbing Tuesday night at Seattle's Gasworks Park.
The 21-year-old victim was in his tent when he heard an argument between the suspect and several other people over outlets in a park restroom being used to charge phones. He tried to break it up, but the suspect stabbed him and took off on a bicycle. Police caught him a few blocks away, and he was booked into jail for investigation of assault. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
At last check, that man is in serious condition. Checking out your forecast. Sunny days in the next week. 78 this afternoon. It will teeter between the mid-70s and mid-80s right through the weekend. Near 90 on Monday. Sunny and 73 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. Man, lots of great stuff to talk about. We're going to get kind of sporty here, talk a little bit about World Cup for just a little bit. We're going to play some audio from some fans, some foreigners on American soil who are trying American food dishes for the first time, and they're losing their minds, and it's a ton of fun. All right, but we want to welcome on right now Ross Fletcher, former Sounders play-by-play announcer, BBC, Premier League, veteran announcer, all sorts of stuff. He knows everything about the World Cup. Ross Fletcher joins us now. Welcome.
Thank you. It's great to see you again, guys.
Great to see you again. We are 1 day removed. Let's start right off with Team USA. They're playing tomorrow here at noon against Australia. Let's start off with that, and then we can work our way out to all the other crazy stories that are a lot of fun.
Which is what the World Cup is all about for me.
Yes. So what's your preview of the game tomorrow? What can we expect? And who is going to be some of you're going to be watching?
Yeah, so this is going to be the pinnacle for me of the World Cup for the next kind of 3-4 weeks before we get down to the quarterfinals. For us Seattleites, seeing the US on home soil, when's that last happened? When's it going to happen again in a World Cup setting? So USA-Australia at the Seattle Stadium, Lumen Field. And
can we call it that?
Of course,
we're going to get sued.
Call it whatever the heck.
37 cents.
Whatever.
We need 37 cents. Fish it out of your pocket.
Put it in the jar.
We owe you for 37 cents.
I got $5 I'm promising my daughter for a lemonade stand later, so you're getting nothing from me.
You could say 14 more times for $5, buddy. Spend your money wisely.
All right.
Hey, can I ask you real quick?
Yeah.
Let him answer the question first.
He did.
No, he didn't. We're talking about Team
I was
US.
waffling. US, Australia, it's going to be a great occasion. US won their opening game. If they win this one tomorrow, which they have every chance of doing, Australia are not a soccer nation. And given the way the US smashed Paraguay in their first game 4-1, I think it could be a bit of a carnival tomorrow.
Before let me
just quick
one follow-up, if I may. Before you came on last week, Team USA hadn't played yet.
Right.
Was that the best you've ever seen Team USA play?
That was so good. I think so, for so many reasons, but you're showing out on home soil, And instead of being nervous and the weight of expectation, they just played free and fun soccer. And they executed.
Goals.
It was tremendous.
That last goal in, like, I don't remember, it was like
the last final
2
seconds
minutes
of
left.
extra time. Yeah.
Just garbage time. They're just throwing extra goals. It was phenomenal.
Battered them. Yeah. So it's going to lift a nation.
How did we, as Seattleites, how did we get a USA game? I mean, there are much bigger markets in the country: Boston, Philly, DC, New York, L.A. All of these are
LA
bigger
got 'em.
cities.
Yeah.
But how did Seattle land a U.S. game?
A couple things. Like you mentioned, 2 U.S. group games are in L.A. That's where they want to be. L.A. is a soccer epicenter, but so is Seattle. That's the other point I would make. When I moved here in 2012, the Sounders were getting 40,000 fans a game. No one else in Major League Soccer was touching that. This is a bona fide soccer hotbed in the United States, and you've always got a fervent crowd. And I'll remember Clint Dempsey, who's in right now doing some broadcasting in Seattle for the game tomorrow, joined Seattle from a Premier League team, Spurs, 12, 14 years ago. And the reason he did that was because he came and played a U.S. game against Panama in Lumen Field, whatever it was called those days, don't charge me. And he said, oh my, this feels like a proper European soccer experience here in Seattle. I've never experienced that vibe playing in the U.S., and that's an indication of why we got the team here, because
he also
Seattle
liked
fans
the $8 million that he was getting.
the little pay bump from what he was getting in the Premier League.
He was fantastic for the Spurs. He was so much fun to watch. That was like my team. I would watch the Spurs. I would wake up early on Saturday mornings. I would watch the Spurs play because Clint Dempsey was there, and he's from Dallas originally, right?
Nacogdoches, Texas.
Okay, Texas guy. That's it. Okay, so have we covered enough of the Team USA stuff?
Like I said, we are a city that is drawing less fans than any other U.S. World Cup city.
Did you see that story?
I mean, that's just relative.
You were down at the Fan Fest.
Too.
What was your experience down at Fan Fest?
No, that's nonsense. That's nonsense. Seattle is a soccer city. It might be traveling fans that are coming in. Look, Lumen Field isn't the biggest stadium. Oh, I did it again.
No, and it's even smaller as Seattle Stadium.
Right, there you go.
Right, they have trimmed seating capacity even for the media capacity. Yeah. But you're talking about, AT&T in Dallas before it was Dallas Stadium for World Cup play.
Sure.
It's 100,000 people. SoFi, huge. A Levi down in San Francisco. They've all been renamed for FIFA purposes, but they're all bigger venues, and that limits the amount of people that can come to your city for your games.
It's also possible that some of the teams that are here are not the premier teams that people want to see.
So, you got Egypt, Iran, Bosnia, a couple of Belgium. They're not the grade A ones, like in
Argentina. Spain, Argentina.
Or even
England.
Scotland, who haven't been in a World Cup for 28 years, and half of Glasgow is now in Boston.
I wish we had a Scottish team here. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Great segue for the fan.
All right, let's get to the fans.
Yeah, great segue.
Here's
what a pro.
This is a Boston City worker. He's a sanitation worker, and he's at a park. Every time you see one of these, like whenever you leave stadiums, just like leaving movie theaters, usually we just throw our stuff on the ground.
It's a war zone.
And we
treat the facilities so poorly.
But you know what? For the ticket prices, makes sense. You got to get something for your money. So, but in Boston, one of the city workers there was saying there was like 2,000 Scottish fans at a local park, and they were all drinking and having fun. And you were saying earlier that they had basically drank Boston out of beer.
Sam Adams Boston Lager, the namesake drink of Boston. They ran out of the largest pub, the Sam Adams Brew Pub in Boston. They drank the place dry.
Okay.
Scottish soccer fans came in and drained every keg they had.
Now, you would think they'd be so raucous that they would just leave destruction in their wake.
Glass and bottle everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah, you'd think.
Apparently, that's not the case.
They deep, man, and they could drink, too. What? Are you kidding me, man? They must have got no water over there in Scotland. After they're gone, I'm one person cleaning up after them, man, and it ain't that bad. They came, conducted themselves, man, with class, dignity, man, and they like our city. So I'm happy they came, man.
I mean, I'm seeing stories like this everywhere.
Yeah,
it's just fans posting videos of them going. We talked last week about the guys who had seen Buc-ee's for the first time or whatever.
Yeah.
To see other people see your country for the first time has been a really fun part of the World Cup, and we're seeing it in Boston.
It's incredible. I love that. I mean, the reason Scotland fans didn't have to clear up is because they literally drank every drop of beer. So, I mean, that's one thing.
Left.
And what I also loved about the Scotland fans was they were doing 6:30 a.m. bagpipe marches through the streets of Boston. You know, the big
That's
old
fun the first
bagpipes
day, not the
going.
second morning. That's not a lot of fun. 6:30 bagpipes.
Right. But they're off the leash. They've been free, you know, to go and enjoy themselves.
You saw the films of Fenway Park?
Yeah.
They went to a Red Sox game the night before the World Cup match, and they're taking over Fenway Park, singing every song.
Who's setting these things up? Do they have a cruise director or somebody who's going with them and like, hey, everybody, like you're on a Facebook list. Let's all go to the Red Sox game tonight.
Yeah, I mean, come on. For someone from Scotland, I would say they probably hone in on something like Fenway Park as an iconic thing, and they're all thinking the same thing.
Yeah, but
Scots
they're all
aren't
in
the
the same-
brightest. Come
but
on, they're all one track mind.
But they're all in the same section. I mean, like all these people are traveling
they took
together.
the whole stadium. Oh, no, you're right. They do seem to be in a large, massive group.
Yes.
That's a fair question, yeah.
Yeah, and also, I love the Scotland fans tidied up. That's not my experience, having been to Scotland and living around it for a long time. So well done, Scotland fans. But the Japanese team themselves, you've probably seen this before, they go into a locker room and they come out and they leave the locker room cleaner than when they
actual players
found it. The players and the coaching staff, and they'll neatly fold up the towels, place them in the corner, and it's like they've never been there. It's unbelievable. And the fans will do the same.
Fans do the same. We saw a video of that.
Yeah, they'll
Who
literally
started that?
organize.
Was it the fans that started that, or was it the players
It's
that
the
started
culture.
that?
It's the Japanese culture. And you go to Tokyo, you go to Osaka, wherever, and it's the same. The place is spotless.
Go to a restaurant, people doing their own dishes after their meal. It's
Isn't that nice? Here's a Japanese fan trying Texas barbecue for the first time. Here's how it sounds.
The original sauce here.
He's got a rib the size of his head.
Like this. Oh my god! And then, crap! How big is that?
How big is that?
First bite, man. That's your first ever bite of Texas barbecue. What do you think?
Amazing!
Hey, that's a shark bite.
I love it.
That's the definition of a shark bite.
It's like not hard. The
Tender.
texture tender. Yeah, that's what
It's tough to see in the video because you're not watching it, but
Sure.
his face, it
Like a
looks like
sauce ear to ear.
Well, yeah, but it looks like, when you see somebody who's, just having a moment of epiphany, his eyes he cannot believe what he's got in his mouth.
You ever see a video of when a
Which is a
baby
weird drop,
baby
you
gets
can say
hearing
that.
aids?
Oh, what now?
When a baby gets hearing aids for the first time and
Yes,
they hear their
yes.
mother's voice, that's the same look
Yeah,
on this
it's like he
guy's
just got
face.
some cochlear implants.
That's amazing!
And he goes, Mommy? He actually says in the video, that's what's funny. At the end of the video, I'll play this. He says, Mama. I'm not joking.
I'm saying. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah. Ma! Mommy.
He's never leaving. He's never leaving.
But you've traveled the world, watched soccer fans around the world. This is so eye-opening for Americans, for American culture to see fan devotion like this. But this is why the World Cup is the biggest sporting event in the world. You said last time you visited with us, countries shut down when their teams play in a match.
Yeah, and for the whole month as well. If you're European, you just book. You're not even booking vacation. Everybody knows you're just barely.
You don't book home repair. You don't book car repair. You don't book plumbing.
Nothing.
Nothing
at all. But what I also love about that cosmopolitan mix, I've got a good friend who's Egyptian, and he lives in Seattle. Been here 12 years. His family's all Egyptian. Egypt play here. He went along to the game. It's made his year. It's made his decade. And he was telling me it was the Egypt-Belgium game. Two cultures that don't often naturally mix. Before, after the game, they're all hanging out. Yeah. They are having a great time just seeing how their fans do it, how the Egyptian fans do it, and everybody is in a party atmosphere, and it just lifts the mood of a city. If you can be in and around it, soak it up. We don't get this very often.
Can you speak to one of the things that's fun to watch is, I'm trying to remember the guy's name. He played last night. Colombia played last night, and the guy's last name is James. What's his first name?
James Rodriguez?
Yeah, maybe.
Colombian guy?
No. That might be it. Anyway, last World Cup, he became like a sensational star, and because of his showing at last World Cup, he got like a huge contract to play with a Premier League team. I forget which one it was.
Mm-hmm.
That's what is happening though in this World Cup. If you can show up for your nation, you might get attention that you otherwise would not get. What are some of those stories that you're watching this year? Yeah,
I mean, there's one that's slightly offbeat in that regard. A 40-year-old goalkeeper with a team that had never qualified before, Cape Verde. So the Cape Verde Islands off the west coast of Africa, 525,000 population. And this goalie is a journeyman. He's playing in the second tier of, I think, the Portuguese league, just going nowhere. But he's suddenly, in the tail end, the twilight of his career, got the opportunity to play on the world's greatest stage. Not only that, he's playing against Spain, the best team, arguably, in the world. Cape Verde are going to get smashed. They're going to lose by 7 or 8 goals. It's going to be kind of ritual humiliation. No. This guy goes on a heater and stops everything Spain are chucking at him. And they end up tying 0-0 with the much fabled team from Spain.
Unbelievable.
And this 40-year-old, he's just hanging out, having the time of his life. Before this, nobody knew who he was. All of a sudden, he's got 8.7 million fans or followers on Instagram. That's like 2 million more than Patrick Mahomes.
Are you serious?
And that's like multiples of what the population of his home
16
country is.
times the population of his home nation.
That's insane.
That's what I love about
it. And it's like an overnight thing.
Yeah.
He's just a sensation.
Now he's one of the most famous soccer players in the world because he has this amazing game against Spain. I watched that entire game. It was great efforts. He did great. Spain didn't even play horribly. He just played really, really great.
Well, to your earlier point about how the USA came out in the 4-1 win in the first game against Paraguay, played what I think it was Alexi Lalas called it. They played a perfect game.
Yeah.
But you see teams like Spain come out and not show well in their first match. That's been kind of a pretty common thing in opening games.
Right.
A lot of the best teams in the country are just walking through it.
Right. They're getting up to speed, whereas the US have come out of the gate. And there's a couple of American players there that are probably doing their chances of moving to an England or wherever it might be, a top Premier League team, no harm at all by showing up on the greatest stage. And that's another little slice of the World Cup that we love. The unexpected stars. It's great Lionel Messi scoring a hat-trick the other day against Algeria. He's now the World Cup's all-time leading scorer.
He tied at 16. He's got 16 goals tied.
16.
Yeah, and his first hat-trick as a 40-year-old?
Yeah, he's like 38, I think, maybe 39. And that's a great storyline because he's an enduring star. But I love seeing these up-and-comers. Even like 4 years ago, Nuhu, the Sounders guy, the Cameroonian left-back, had a really good World Cup, and there's all this talk, maybe Nuhu's going to go to Europe. Oh, he didn't, but, we still got to see him here. But I love that little kind of infamy moment for those players. It's brilliant.
The name I was looking for earlier, I think you had already said it, James Rodriguez for Colombia.
Yeah.
Do you guys know how much these players are making for the World Cup and how that pans out?
Yeah, not a lot. You don't get much to represent your country. I remember decades ago, the England players to play would get like the bus fare home and a cap, literally a felt cap. And the idea of playing for your country is classified not as an appearance, but as a cap. If you've been capped 52 times, it means you've literally been given 52 caps to wear on your head.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So it's not about the money. They're not getting a lot of money unless, of course, they've got endorsement deals, which I really hope this 40-year-old goalkeeper from the Cape Verde Islands has now got a Gillette sponsorship.
He'll never buy another drink as long as he lives.
Exactly.
If nothing else, he is a national hero.
Right.
In Cape Verde.
Who are some of the teams that are not showing up in a way that we thought they would? Like I watched the Portugal game the other day, and like the day after Messi scores 3 goals, Ronaldo's got his chance to prove who he is, and just nothing.
That was really interesting, actually. And watching that game and then the analysis in the studios, Thierry Henry, World Cup legend, doing some TV work for Fox, and he called it right, that Ronaldo is all about Ronaldo, not about the Portuguese national team. And there were moments in that game where he made some moves on the field to grab the ball in the position that he shouldn't have been going to and depriving his teammate of a great opportunity of scoring. So Portugal didn't do well. And I think some of that is down to the selfishness of Ronaldo. He is a mercurial player. He's 41. He's played, 128 World Cups because he's so old. But
he's beautiful.
He's got the most incredible thighs known to humanity. But Portugal is stuttering, and he oils them up as well. It's too much detail. Like 1:30 in the afternoon.
He's an international model.
Have I ever seen him? Yes, I've seen him. Yeah, I can't miss
when
him.
I call him beautiful, you look at me like I'm crazy.
No, I'm not looking at you crazy. I'm saying you're not describing him accurately.
He's the guy who described oily thighs, not
and he's
me.
always going to be a beautiful human until he's like 90.
Yeah,
but
he's going to age so well.
He's aging to the point point where he cannot start and play 90 minutes every game. And I think his cult of personality.
They kept it because he's like, I got to score a goal.
It's getting in the way, and they've got to move on.
But when you watch that game in Argentina, what was so great about that is Messi, because he's so old, he moves like, I mean, he doesn't. Do you remember the movie Goodfellas with Ray Liotta?
Ray Liotta.
Do you remember Ray Liotta's describing like the old guys, the old mob guys who just kind of sit there and eat sandwiches? They don't really do much.
Yeah.
He goes, he doesn't move a lot because he doesn't move for anybody. Yeah. That's what Messi's like now. Messi just kind of moves when he has to.
Yep.
But he's so smart in the way that he's playing the game. He also knows, like, that second or third, I think it was the second goal that he scored, but it was the keeper pushing the ball away. He knew before the keeper even got the ball where it was going to end up being, like, sent off to, and he was just there to pick up the garbage, and he just sent it right back into the back of the net. He scores all these goals that are not even that great, but he's just in the right place at the right time. And then Ronaldo, you're right, he was playing that game, and he looked thirsty, and it didn't work out for him. So
yeah, and Messi's more of a team player for sure.
And Messi would be sending all these balls through, trying to get his other teammates opportunities, and he looked totally unselfish. Every time he was celebrating, he'd always point back to whoever sent it to him. He's smiling. This is really a great World Cup for him.
Oh yeah, I think so. And if he won the last one, he doesn't have anything left to prove. He can play with a sense of freedom, and I think we're all going to be richer for that because he's going to play a great tournament. And then I think France, to your point, Jake, France were okay. They should come good. England were great yesterday. No bias here, but that was a really fun game to watch. England normally in World Cups are really tentative because there's a massive weight of expectation. But actually, they played free yesterday to beat Croatia. So I think got to have an eye on them to be entertainers in this tournament too.
Is fun to watch.
It was fun to watch.
Yeah,
He's not as good looking as Ronaldo.
No.
He's not as good looking. And I had never actually heard him talk before. Isn't that weird? I heard him do an
he's
interview.
a proper geezer. Yeah, he talks like a proper North Londoner.
He does. He does. It's
like stand-up guy, you know, like teammate. Yeah,
the next one, a Guy Ritchie movie.
Is he from the same place that Beckham is from?
Yes, pretty much.
Okay, so the first time I ever heard Beckham speak, there's a beautiful man.
Beautiful
then
man.
you hear him speak,
Yeah.
you're just like, wait a minute. Like you got to get past that.
My Peaky Blinders. I'm not watching it.
I know. Well, whatever. He's worth like $1 billion, and he's pretty good looking. Ross Fletcher, you're the best. Thank you for coming in.
Great to see you guys.
Team USA plays tomorrow at noon. It's going to be a fun game. We got a lot more coming up. We're going to talk to the guy who invented the wave next. He's going to be live on the show.
Join us 5.
So stick around. We'll be right back.
Good stuff.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with more.
24% of businesses are now thinking about leaving Washington.
Traffic.
We are definitely seeing some slowing through the S-curves.
Conversation.
We build it, we produce it, we charge for it.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me?
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Well, folks, the rainy season is behind us and the summer season is upon us. How'd your home do during the rainy season? Did your roof hold up? Do you have some unseen leaks you don't know about? Is your insulation up to speed for the upcoming summer heat? Why don't you call my friends at Integrity Roofing and Construction. Integrity Roofing and Construction, 206-202-ROOF. They are a phenomenal company. They do full restoration work. They do repairs. They do replacements. Get yourself a free video inspection today, free roof assessment. Give them a call, 206-202-ROOF, or go online to integrityrc.com.
If you're hurt in a car accident, call Harold Car Law Offices right away. They'll save you time and get you more money from insurance while you're able to focus on recovering. Visit carlaw.com. 2 R's in car. Car accident? Call CAR.
Hey, John, why don't you tell everybody why you started going to Longevity Medical Clinic?
No, I don't want to do that. I can tell you, I started going to Longevity Medical Clinic before I started doing these commercials, but that why I went is not important.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Okay. I'll tell you. I was a Sammamish City Council member, and whenever they had asked me to do the Pledge of Allegiance, I couldn't make it through the whole thing without crying. I know, it's so dumb. I mean, I know I'm patriotic, but what the heck? So I go into Longevity Medical Clinic, and I explained this to them, that there's something wrong with my hormones or something, and they see the testosterone and the estrogen are all out of balance. We balance all that stuff, and I can do the Pledge of Allegiance without crying, but I've also noticed that I deal with stress a lot better, don't I?
Yes, you're a lot easier to live with because you're getting more sleep, you have more energy, you're better organized, and I'm not helping you look for your car keys every morning.
Right, because now I've taken the steps to take care of my mind and body. I strongly recommend anybody get the free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Summer's supposed to be fun. When the kids are home all day, the groceries, they add up fast. G. Scott here with a quick heads up from Safeway. There's a program called Sunbucks that gives qualifying families $120 per child for summer groceries. Some families are signed up automatically and will get a card in the mail. Others need to apply. Take a minute to check. It could really help put food on the table for your family. Head to freesummermeals.org to find out more. That's freesummermeals.org.
Everyone always asks me, what were your top reasons for choosing Advanced Hair? Well, allow me to share, along with some details, on, get this, their once-a-year summer savings event. Okay, first off, Advanced Hair stands by the results, and I'm living proof those results are second to none. With Advanced Hair, your own natural hair is guaranteed to grow. Secondly, Advanced Hair combines top-rated physicians with modern technology, creating a concierge quality experience that blew away my expectations. And lastly, Advanced Hair's Advanced FUE begins regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. It is quick, simple, and easy. Now, if you have a flexible schedule this summer and you've been waiting for that special savings opportunity, well, it's here. Advanced Hair's Summer Savings Event will get you the most hair for your dollar. It's their best offer ever. For details to schedule your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. Your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
The Mariners are lighting up the sky all summer long with fireworks nights thanks to T-Mobile. The next post-game show is coming up on June 19th as Julio and the Mariners take on the Red Sox. Get your tickets and check out the complete lineup at mariners.com/fireworks.
Jazz Alley invites you to a night of smooth grooves and all-star musicianship with the Jazz Funk Soul Quintet featuring Jeff Lorber, Everett Harp, and Paul Jackson Jr. June 18th through the 21st. Tickets at jazzalley.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Evacuees are starting to return home now after the upriver fire near Spokane forced nearly 12,000 residents to flee. Officials now say at least 15 homes burned and possible human remains were found in one structure. One homeowner whose house was spared tells KXLY.
Surreal wouldn't really do it justice, but it's just you always think like it can't happen to you, and then you're in the middle of it.
The wind-driven fire scorched more than 200 acres. Fire officials say it was human-caused, and now it is raising fresh alarm about the growing threat of urban wildfire. KIRO News Radio's Ted Beener is an emergency management expert. He says the danger is not limited to eastern Washington.
Now, eastern Washington has already got a head start. There's like over a dozen wildfires in progress in eastern Washington right now. We're going to have our step up to this plate coming up probably by the time we get into the middle of July and on through August and perhaps past Labor Day weekend as well.
He recommends homeowners here create defensible space around their properties, trim trees, clean gutters, and move firewood away from the house. Workers have hit the picket line at the Embassy Suites Hotel near Lumen Field, where the USA faces Australia in the World Cup tomorrow. Workers walked off the job this morning, calling for better pay, more hours, and year-round health care. Hotel spokesperson tells us the company is negotiating in good faith and has a contingency plan in place. Meantime, FBI investigators are warning about scam ticket sales for tomorrow's match. Cybersecurity researcher Asaf Marag tells KIRO 7 TV he's found tickets to matches that don't even exist.
When I said I wanted a match ticket between Italy and Russia, I even invented a country in Southeast Europe. And they said, okay, yeah, we have the tickets.
Tomorrow's match between the U.S. and Australia is sold out. Legit tickets on the resale markets are going for about $2,000 for the cheap seats. At the closing bell today, a positive day on Wall Street after the U.S. and Iran signed that agreement that reopens the Strait of Hormuz. The Dow gained 72 points, NASDAQ up nearly 500 points, and S&P 500 gained 80. Now to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Aaron, it's getting busy out there already. Harborstone Credit Union has our update. Let's start you up in Canyon Park where we have a new crash. It's North 405 at 527. It's taking up 2 right lanes. Southbound I-5 heading into Seattle, bumper to bumper from 130th there in Northgate all the way into downtown. It's a 50-minute commute from Linwood to Seattle. That's about a half-hour delay. Get over to Highway 99. That route is wide open. North 5, we're heavy from Albro to I-90. Southbound 405 slows between Bellevue and the Renton Landing. Bellevue to Renton, just under 25 minutes. Now, northbound 405 in the south end, we're heavy coming off I-5 in South Center through the S-curves. Down at the county line, South 5, we're bumper to bumper at State Route 18 to the Fife curve, where we just cleared a collision to your right shoulder. And Tacoma to Olympia, a 1-hour commute. You got a 3 to 4 mile backup through JBLM. More slowing as you head into Olympia. Earn up to $30 per month just for using your Harborstone PNW Cashback debit card. Open your free checking account online today at harborstone.com/cash. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Warming trend rolls on for this afternoon. Upper 70s today, low 80s for tomorrow. Right now, 73 and sunny in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. Last night, Spike, Actually, let me welcome our guest on first, then I'll share the story with you. Very excited to welcome onto the show right now Rob Weller, who joins us via link. Rob, thank you so much for coming on with us.
I'm here, guys. It's great to be with you there at the old KIRO studios.
There you go.
Yeah, we haven't fixed anything up. We're having some salmon, actually.
What do we have for lunch?
Yeah, we're having a little salmon. Little Caesar salad and salmon.
It's a nice little... They were a little later with our lunch than normal today. So
for the audience there. See, there you go right there.
Well, it's a big day. You had a interesting guy on there before.
Well, no, you're the interesting guy.
Yeah,
you're the reason we're celebrating,
Did
Rob.
you get the food we sent to your place so you could eat together?
Well,
should be there in 2 to 3 weeks. Rob Weller, you are a UW alumnus. You were the cheerleader back. What do they call that?
What did you call the crew that you were on when you were a student? You said athletic department. Were you the cheer squad?
I guess we. Well, so before I was there, they didn't have any yell leaders or guide cheerleaders.
Okay, yeah.
So. Because I don't know what happened. There was some incident a couple years before. So they
called the Vietnam War, Rob. Vietnam War.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So they tried it again, and I was one of 3 guys that got the gig to come back in and be I think it started with a cheerleader. I don't know. I was always called a yell leader because that's what I did.
The pictures that I've seen, you're holding one of those like big giant.
It's a megaphone.
Megaphones,
yeah.
And you're leading the crowd, right? That's kind of
but that was a staged photo.
Oh, okay. That wasn't actually.
I had what's called a microphone and a big bunch of speakers.
You didn't have a full-length raccoon fur coat? And a steamer hat?
That was later in life. That was much later.
Wait a minute. This is not in the 1940s?
Nice try.
Okay, Rob, back to my controversial story that I was excited because I knew you were coming on today, and I'm watching the World Cup last night, and there's some games happening. Team USA is playing here locally, but there are other World Cup games happening, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Because we are one of 3 nations who are hosting cooperatively these games. So it's up there in Canada, it's down there in Mexico, and in the U.S. And at one of these Mexican stadiums where they're playing these games, the announcer, some lady from England, goes, "Oh, look they're doing the Mexican wave." And I was like, wait a minute. You're calling it the Mexican wave. What the heck does that mean?
It's powered by real sugar.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, as opposed to corn syrup. Yeah.
Well, so Rob, those felt like fighting words. Like the Mexican wave, did they create the wave, or was it created here at the University of Washington? Can you help us make sense of this?
Oh, guys, here I go again. This goes back centuries.
The Romans.
Yeah, kind of. So I was the yell leader during the Sonny Six Killer era. Have you ever read about that in the history books?
I know Sonny very well. Sonny got us on Sports Illustrated. I think our first Husky, on Sports Illustrated's cover.
Yeah. His first game that he stepped into, he became the quarterback. He became player of the week. He beat Michigan State and threw forward passes that we'd never seen. Anyway, this is back in their 70s, 70, 71, 72. So we were kind of an unruly gang, and the student body section was from the 50-yard line down to the end zone. So we controlled, a quarter of the stadium in prime seats right on. And we would do a lot of taunting things and unruly kinds of cheers. We were not the classic rah, rah, rah kind of gang. And one of the things we did, we wanted to show our parents something sitting on the other side. So we came up with the idea that let's stand up and do this thing where you stand up row by row, you go up and you come back down in the student section. You go up and down, you go up and down, you go up and down. And then you can show your parents that you're so sober that they should continue sending you money for college. I swear, this is the germ of how the wave started.
These are the bright minds.
So we would do
leading
that.
The world now.
That's it. So we would do that, and then occasionally, after we did that thing, the other team would screw up somehow. They'd fumble, or we'd intercept a pass, or something. So then it became kind of a Gestalt magical hex, and we would try it and see if we could screw up the other team. Well, okay. We did that. We didn't call it the wave. We didn't call it anything. We just called it the thing, the up and down thing. So I came back in 1981 for a homecoming. They invited me back. And we're playing Stanford. Elway was the quarterback. And we were doing some cheers, some Huskies things. And, it was like the old days. It was a lot of fun. I said, "Hey, do you still do that thing where you go up and down?" And they said, "No." I said, "Okay, so here's what you do." And we did it. We went up and we went down. And we intercepted an Elway pass. This is third quarter. We're behind at halftime. We intercept a pass. We run it in for a touchdown. Wow, great. We kick off. And everybody's like, "Hey, that was pretty cool." We kick off. Stanford's got the game again. Elway throws another pass. We intercept. We go in for a touchdown. 2 touchdowns in a minute and 14 seconds because we'd done that wavy thing in the student section. So Bill Bissell, who was the band director, and he was kind of my, I guess he was sort of my overseer. I had to answer to somebody, and it was Bissell. And he came over and he said, "Hey, you really got him going. Do it again." I said, "Yeah, Bill, let's let him rest. You got to have ups and downs. Yeah, let him rest."
The
He
hex
said, "No."
only works once or twice. You can't do it too many times.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He said, "No, do it again." And he got all snuffy and he walked away. And I got all snuffy and I walked away from him. And I thought, well, all right, what the heck? So I said, "All right, let's try something different. I'm going to go down to the end zone and I'll run up the track. And as I'm going along, you guys stand up and do the thing that way." So I said, "Here we go." And I'm down there and I start running and they start doing well, right next to the student section at the 50 are recent alums and, teachers and TAs and that kind of stuff. Well, they wanted to, they kind of would yell with us every now and then. They saw that thing coming. They just automatically stood up and kept that thing going. And it started going around Husky Stadium. And I remember, and then it went back from the student section because they were supposed to go this way and then go back. But it kept going around the stadium. And I remember Elway standing in the huddle, watching it go around Husky Stadium. It was freaky. It was really freaky. So we probably did it, I don't know, 3 or 4 times that day. Great. Then I flew back to Chicago. That's where I was working. I was doing a morning talk show there. Well, Harry, the hot dog salesman at Husky Stadium on Saturdays, was Bill, the beer man at the Kingdome. And he was the unofficial cheerleader at the Kingdome for the Seahawks.
Sure, I remember Bill the beer man.
It got out.
That's him.
It's just like
Next
COVID
day.
escaping from the lab. That's how it got out.
That's it. So Bill leads them there in the Kingdome, and I think that was on television. So bingo. I guess the thing starts to take off. All right, a couple of years later, it's everywhere. The Mexicans claim they did it. And Michigan, somebody traced it back to the University of Michigan. They said, oh, no, we didn't do it. Don James did it in Seattle at the University of Washington. So they called James, and he said, no, Rob Weller did it.
So Coach James credited you. That's wonderful.
So it is confirmed that it is the University of Washington. Can we, I know we're out of time here, Rob, but Rob has had a fascinating career after his time yelling at students at the UW. Can we come back with you, Rob? Do you have a few more minutes to hang with us? Because you've written a book I'd like to talk about for just a couple minutes.
Yeah, we don't want to
Is that
shortchange
possible?
your book. Yeah.
I'm going to drink iced tea in the meantime.
There you go. Well, whatever you want to call it for, whatever you want to call it for security purposes, by all means. Well, yeah.
All right, Rob's going to stick around for a couple more minutes. We'll be right back on the other half of this break. Stick around.
Progressive knows you could have easily taken the freeway, but you took the scenic route to see a waterfall and an oddly busy boiled peanut stand. Discovering the unexpected is exactly why you bought an RV, so protect it with a bundle from Progressive. Because although you may be 3 hours behind schedule, you're 6 jars of jam richer and possibly enrolled in a butter-churning workshop. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home and auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
Progressive's accident response can detect and send help when you need it most, after a major car accident. But other accidents, you're on your own. Like when you accidentally call your wife Mom. When you accidentally say Happy Holidays on someone's birthday. When you accidentally wave at someone you thought was waving at you. We can't help with those accidents, but Progressive's accident response provides peace of mind after major car accidents. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Guys, it's Men's Health Month at Revive Seattle. Get a free comprehensive wellness panel. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, heart health, and more. Valued at $400. Offer ends June 30th. Call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Insulation rebates from PSE are at historic highs. American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $3 million in PSE insulation rebates last year. More than any contractor in Washington. Homeowners, business owners, and PSE trust American Crawl Space and Pest Services. Was your home built before 1990? Visit AmericanCrawl.com to see how much you can save on replacing your insulation.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
All right, welcome back to the show. We have another segment. We're very, very happy to have Rob Weller on with us right now. Rob Weller is the inventor of the wave. He is a UW alumnus, and after UW, he went on to have an incredible career, which I'm fascinated by. I'm just going to read a little bit from your page here, Rob, because I want people to understand how much success you've had, because you've now written a book that is directed towards Gen Zers on how to be successful, and we'll get into that in just a second. But listen to this. Rob has hosted Entertainment Tonight, Win, Lose, or Draw, The Home Show on ABC, Good Morning America, shows on NBC. He anchored the news for Fox LA. He's had a radio show. He has a production company that he started after all of that. He's made 10,000 different shows for 45 different networks. He has 11 Emmy Awards. I mean, the list goes on and on. He is, just all over the map, everywhere, Rob. So you know what it takes to be successful. And
yeah, but wait.
Continue.
You left out
Go ahead.
the most important.
What's that?
I was the first stadium announcer in the Kingdom when the Seattle Sounders moved over there.
Oh, really? Well, that's pretty good.
Yep.
That's
I got
fantastic.
$50. I got $50 a game. Yeah, and I would announce the players and the biggest guy I ever got to announce and introduce was Pele.
No, did you really? What year was this?
1843. I can't remember.
My mother-in-law, by the way, still talks about when Pele came and played in Seattle. She still talks about it.
Yeah.
Well,
it was
the first thing in your bio. You say, "I'm a lucky guy."
Yes,
and I appreciate that. A lot of people who reach great levels of success, as you have, don't really realize how lucky they are, how lucky you've been. But
it's gratitude.
It's gratitude. It's luck, but it's also when preparation meets opportunity.
It's hard
you make
work.
your own luck, man.
It's hard work.
Congratulations for everything you've accomplished.
Yes, what's his name?
You're so nice to say that, and I have had a wonderful, wonderful life. I've worked with some incredible people. I have met so many of the most interesting and important people in the world. And, there's nights when I just sit back and think, gosh, how did that all happen? It's been great.
And John Elway still won't take your call. Unbelievable.
No.
Bitter man.
I'm a
to
little
this
bitter.
day.
Before we run out of
I am
time,
a little bitter.
We've got 2.5 minutes left. So before we run out of time, Rob, you have a new book out. It's called How to Outthink, Outwork, and Outlast Every Generation Before You. And this is kind of a how-to guide for younger listeners. This is for Gen Zers. What advice can you give them?
Well, the whole thing is they're working on an operating system that they didn't develop. It was developed for them by their parents or their teachers or their friends or whatnot. And they're not really sure who they're supposed to be. They're just kind of going through, and they're very concerned. They're very worried about the world. They're the largest generation to ever come through the world, by the way, globally. So it's a big deal. And, I'm just trying to help them come up with a system so they can figure out how they're supposed to fit in, not with the traditional way that the world operates, because they don't like that. But who are they? And what are they supposed to do to themselves and about themselves to really figure out how they fit in and do something that they feel is going to be worthwhile for their lives and for the world? And that's kind of how they think. Really an interesting generation. They're so different, and they're so frightened, and they're so filled with anxiety because they're in a world that's kind of messed up, and they were born into that. So, this is sort of based on redoing your habits and getting good habits going, and really refueling yourself so you have your own operating system. That's the essence of the book, guys.
It's amazing how important something so simple like habits is, like just establishing good habits. I have 4 young sons, and that is like a mantra in our house right now. I'm like, this is a bad habit, this is a good habit. Let's work on the good habits and keep repeating them. And that sounds like what your book is teaching.
And this generation,
that's basic.
Good.
Whoop, I hear the music.
It's okay.
I hear the music.
No,
go ahead.
I
was just saying, to go to heaven?
No. This generation has always been told how bad it's going to be for them. How they have a harder road than him. So what a great time to write this book. Well done.
Thank you, guys. And it's been great chatting with you and listening to you today. And congratulations on all the success you have.
Also on that.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. It shows, doesn't it?
I may have worked in that studio at one point in my life, but but it's well decorated. Thank you, guys.
Rob
Go
Weller.
Huskies.
Thank you so much. Go Huskies. Check out his book, How to Outthink, Outwork, and Outlast Every Generation Before You. Rob Weller's a great guy. Appreciate you coming on, Rob. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, buddy. We got a lot more coming up. Stick around.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But if you're looking for a truly golden view, look no further than the seats on the first baseline, a.k.a. Trident-Town. Post up behind the Mariners dugout, and you get a great view of Logan Gilbert, Brian Wu, and our entire rotation at work.
Swing and a miss. Fastball upstairs, blew it by him, strike 3.
Not to mention the best view of the best home run celebration in baseball. When the Trident goes up, you know a party's going down.
And it's gone! Julio!
Mariners baseball. Trident South.
Don't miss the Mariners take on the Red Sox this weekend. The fun kicks off with tomorrow's fireworks night, presented by T-Mobile. Then take Dad to a game for Father's Day weekend, featuring a special ballpark-wide celebration on Sunday, presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
Spring is a perfect time to make improvements that protect and add value to your home. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. For decades, homeowners across the Pacific Northwest have trusted our team for roofing, siding, windows, and custom decking. This spring, save up to $3,000, or qualified homeowners can take advantage of 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free estimate.
Progressive knows it ain't easy navigating the open plains of home insurance, but there is one man who can help tame that wild herd of options. The Home Quote Explorer.
Note, Progressive's Home Quote Explorer is not a real person, but an online tool that lets you compare home insurance.
He's the type of fella who helps you decide on the right insurance, even if it ain't with him.
Again, not a person, just an online tool that helps you find great home coverage.
A real pioneer.
Okay, fine. Just do the thing. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations.
Pump up the volume. Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
I'm Bradley Johnson with 1-800-DUI-AWAY, and I want to wish you a happy Independence Day. The 4th of July is my favorite. It's about family, gratitude, patriotism, and amazing exploding lights in the sky. Perhaps I love it most because it's called Independence Day. I love to fight for my clients' independence. Your right to drive, to provide for your family, your right to do stuff. You feel liberty most when you lose it. Remember buying a box of bottle rockets and salute shells with nothing more than a "have fun, kids"? Well, things have changed since then, including the consequences of a DUI. We're your safe and sane solution to keep freedom ringing. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY or go to 1-800-DUI-AWAY.com. Red, white, and blue are the colors of freedom, unless they're flashing behind you. 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
1-800-DUI-AWAY. Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
The Supreme Court's decision was unanimous, ruling that a long-standing federal ban on guns for unlawful users of any controlled substance is unconstitutional, especially as applied to a Texas man who simply consumed marijuana several times a week and was prosecuted.
Reaction is mixed following the memo of understanding between the U.S. and Iran, with some criticizing terms that allow Iran to sell oil on the open market for the first time in decades. Gulf Coast states under threat of flooding from Tropical Storm Arthur, delivering up to a half a foot of rain per hour in some areas. And in New York City, an estimated 2 million people turning out along the parade route and surrounding areas, cheering on the New York Knicks today, celebrating the NBA champs. This is ABC News. In Texas, NTSB investigators are on scene of Sunday's small private plane crash in Laredo. That plane was flying from Mexico and bound for Austin. The NTSB says the plane's so-called black boxes have been recovered.
The investigation into the crash is only just beginning. NTSB air safety investigator Mitchell Gallo says he arrived early Thursday morning and that his team will work to figure out why the plane, owned by charter company NetJets, slid down a highway before it broke apart. He says they have a lot of work to do.
We need to collect the basic data and kind of funnel it to a tighter scope.
One person on board was killed, but the crew survived. 5 on board were injured. Surveillance video appears to show the plane circling Laredo before it came down on the highway. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Gunmen attacked the main airport of Nigeria's capital today, killing 11 soldiers and 2 civilians. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Coming up, a new approach to tackling crime on a notorious Seattle intersection. That's after Nate Connors at the traffic desk.
It's busy out there, Aaron. This report brought to us by Seattle Sports. Let's start you in Canyon Park, where we've got a collision north 405 just before 527, blocking your right lane. You're in a solid backup starting near 160 at the Bellevue to Linwood's going to take you a half hour, a 10-minute delay. South 5 into Seattle, bumper to bumper from Northgate into downtown. 40 minutes from Linwood in the downtown. That's double the norm. Get over to Highway 99. That is mostly wide open as you make your way into downtown. North 5, heavy from Albro, just past I-90. South 405 slows from mid-Bellevue to the Renton Landing. North 5, we're heavy from South Center through the S-curves. Down in Fife, South 5, as you head into the curve, a collision blocks your right lane. So you're backed up to South 320 at Federal to Tacoma's at a half hour. And Tacoma to Olympia, 1 hour commute, a 4-mile backup through JBLM. At Thorn Lane, the HOV lane is blocked from a new stall. And then another 4 miles of backups between Lacey and Olympia. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
And good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson says she is fed up with the open-air drug market at 12th and Jackson in Little Saigon. Mayor announced she is taking action, stepping up police patrols in the area that is known for crime, drug use, and the sale of stolen goods. We found this woman nearby on her way to a doctor's appointment.
I want to see it happen. Talk is just talk anymore. You know what I mean? We close it down and then what? What happens? Why do they all end up right back here?
Now, Mayor Wilson says arrests will be made. Offenders will be booked in a jail or enrolled in a diversion program. Seattle Police Department now admits it made a mistake when it reported 6 arrests tied to prostitution on Aurora Avenue. Turns out most of those arrests involving Johns took place in West Seattle. SPD issued an apology after KIRO News Radio's Charlie Harger reached out to King County prosecutors.
I go, okay, this SPD blotter says they've been charged with felonies. What can you tell me? Can you send me the charging documents? And the spokesperson goes to me, I don't have any Aurora Avenue arrests on my file.
Police did make 1 arrest on Aurora Avenue tied to a shooting, and they say they did provide outreach to more than a dozen women and children along Aurora. A teenager attacked by a black bear on Mount Si is sharing how he made it out alive. 16-year-old Noli Pina says he came face-to-face with that bear for more than 30 minutes. He told his story exclusively to KIRO 7 TV.
My heart was just racing so fast, like just thinking I'm gonna die.
He tried fighting back, then playing dead. Eventually, he tried this. Scared off the bear, but not before it scratched Pina twice on the leg. Fish and Wildlife called off the search for that bear. Mount Si trails have reopened with new bear warning signs at the trailheads. And a sold-out event in Seattle today aims to make history with a dim sum feast. Organizers in the CID have packed 900 seats, hoping to set a new Guinness World Record for the largest dim sum gathering. This would top Australia's current record of 764, just in time for the World Cup match tomorrow between the USA and Australia. To your forecast now, a beautiful day for some dim sum outside with temperatures in the mid-70s tomorrow, low 80s. Right now, 73 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, 1 hour left to go. Man, we got a lot of great stuff. Rob Weller, by the way, super fun. If you guys missed the last half hour of the show, he's a UW alumnus. He created the wave, and then he went off to have an unbelievable career.
I knew that Rob had incredible success.
Yeah.
Some of the list of accolades you roll off, I mean, I had no idea he had been that
the size of his
proficient.
production company.
Yeah.
All the stuff he's done. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So he was on with us, and if you enjoy interviews with funny, successful people, then check it out. Go download the podcast and share it with your friends. Okay, we got a lot of stuff to get to. Before we get to any of that, though, I do want to play this audio. I just saw this over the break, and because I love sharing fun things with you guys that I see. This was a fan, which is now my favorite part of the World Cup, is just seeing the fans. It's unique because I don't give two cares about World Cup fans in other countries when it's in other countries because I don't have a point of reference there. I mean, I've visited abroad, I've seen some things, but it's like that's not home. And so seeing those fans enjoy Europe, it's like I don't care about that.
Sure, yeah.
But when I see them come here, and when I see the Scots come here, or when I see Japanese people come here, or when I see whichever country this guy is from, sounds like it's either Scotland or somewhere in the UK.
Okay.
In Texas. Really, there's a lot of Texas. I think people just, there's a lot of Texas reactions.
You know, it's funny. We mentioned earlier that Seattle has the lowest visitor numbers of all World Cup host cities in America.
Well, if you have to choose, if you're not from Seattle and you're from Europe and you're like, all right, I'm going to spend a boatload of money to go watch a World Cup
once
match.
in a lifetime trip.
Yes.
Probably to see my country play in one of these cities. And
then where would you go?
Right. Texas, New York, Los Angeles, these, the American iconic lifestyles. I mean, nothing says America like Texas. Knock them all you want, but it's Texas.
America, if you go abroad, Americans are known for cowboys.
John Wayne.
It's like that has traveled very well around the world.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad it has. So this guy was in Texas. He's standing in line. He's about to go into some Texas venue. This is from Fox 4 News in Dallas. This would just lighten everybody's day. You're going to feel great about life after listening to this. Listen to this guy as he describes his experience in Dallas.
Hi, I love this beer in this country, by the way. It's really good.
You like the beer in this country? All right.
Hospitality has been amazing as well.
Really? Have you had any Texas barbecue yet?
I had Texas barbecue yesterday. I had a lovely bit of brisket.
Tell me about it. What was your experience? Was it what you expected?
I went fatty. Do you go fatty or lean?
Yeah.
I went fatty.
When he says fatty.
And barbecue.
He's not calling her fat.
No. Do you go fatty or do you go lean? That's the style of barbecue.
Because it's got the fat on it?
Fatty, yeah. It's more flavorful, juicier.
Do you go fatty or not
I go
fatty?
lean. I'm not a fatty guy. I go lean.
Really?
I do. I go lean.
I go fatty.
Well, it's the smarter way to go, obviously.
It's so juicy.
It is.
It's so delicious.
Yeah. I bring my own. I can't afford to go extra fat.
You've got the stores already, and you don't need extra.
I'm not bulking up for the winter anymore.
There you go.
Already made that. That's done.
Okay.
I went to slow bone, picked it up, put the sauce on it, dropped it in the mouth, melted in my mouth. It was absolutely beautiful. It's the best beef I've had in my life.
I got to say real fast, you know who James Corden is?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
I cannot listen to this guy without thinking he is a voice replica for James Corden.
No, I think you're spot on.
He's
British. This guy's
British. He looks like him. They've got the same body shape, everything.
He's fatty.
He's called fatty.
Pop it in your mouth. Melts away.
Straight down your throat.
Unbelievable.
Delicious. Delicious.
Really? We love to hear that. Did you try any of the other fixins with it or no?
I had a pork chop. I had some pork ribs. I had mac and cheese. The mac and cheese was average, though.
Oh. Yikes.
And the other thing is, what's this Brussels sprouts gratin about? We have Brussels sprouts at Christmas in England. Why do you have it on your barbecue? I don't know.
I don't know. There's so many questions here. Tell me what you're doing today. You're heading into Texas Live right now. What's the plan ahead of the match?
We're going to get drunk before the game. We're going to get drunk during the game. And then we're going to get drunk after the game. But all that matters is England wins today.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I saw, and the guy who posted that, he said, give this man citizenship immediately.
Yes. We're melting in your mouth pot. That's what we are.
Oh, my gosh. It's so funny. All right.
This is truly the best part of World Cup.
It's the best part of World Cup.
It's the world coming to America. As a host country, we've been knocking the country from one side or the other for so long.
Yeah.
The world now sees what we have to offer. We're the greatest nation on the face of the earth.
We got a lot to offer.
We got fatty, we got lean, we got it all.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. 100%. Can we talk about, before we get into some of this other stuff, it's Father's Day weekend. And I want to acknowledge all the fathers out there. And we're not doing this tomorrow because, spoiler alert, we're off tomorrow.
We're taking off tomorrow.
We're taking the day off, and we're going to be, I'll be honest with you, I'm going to be watching the World Cup. Mm-hmm. Are you going to be watching the World Cup? I'll bet you are.
I'm going to watch the World Cup tomorrow. It's Juneteenth is why we have the national holiday of
Federal
Juneteenth.
Holiday. We are preparing, though, one of the best ofs that you have ever heard. So if you're not into soccer, you can make sure to tune in tomorrow and listen. And it'll be like we're there with you. You're not going to know the difference. In fact, just let's edit this whole part out so you're not even going to know. I can't do that because it's live. But It will be as if we are with you. But it is Father's Day weekend, so I did want to talk about Father's Day. How are you going to be celebrating? What are you going to be? Do you know yet, or is it like with your family? Do you wake up and you wait to be surprised, or do they ask for maybe a little heads up, like, "Hey, what are some things that you're into this year?"
Well, it's funny.
Are you just stuck in novelty shirt time, where just everything is novelty shirts?
We went through the novelty shirt phase. No, you're spot on.
I'm in the middle of that right now.
I've been blessed enough to be a dad now for 36 years.
Best thing in the world.
It's the greatest. It's the greatest gift on earth is being a parent. Mothers and fathers. You guys all know. Anybody's who had the blessings of becoming a parent, that's the beauty of it. And we've gone through all the phases. I had the tie phase. At first you go through the handmade gift phase,
which is, I'll tell you what, we got so much of that at the house. You feel bad for throwing it out, but you have to. You save the precious ones.
You do.
But a lot of it is just like, have you heard the term AI slop?
Yes.
A lot of it is just child art slop.
It is.
They create so much of it. It's oozing out of their pores, and I love it. But I know, even as I'm saying that right now, and I don't want people to think I'm cold or insensitive, I understand that at a certain point in life, they will stop bringing me art.
Exactly.
And now I'm going to start crying.
Yeah, that's the point I was making. You don't appreciate the moments of parenthood as you move through them.
Tell me about it.
Let me say this really quickly. We have a storage unit. We keep everything. We're pack rats, my wife and I. I don't know what it is about us that we don't throw anything away ever. We recently had to downsize our storage unit because the price of storage in this town has quadrupled in the last 10 years. We literally were throwing away art from my first kids. And I swear everything this kid ever touched.
Like 30 years ago.
Every piece of paper, every drawing, everything. We had it in storage bins in a storage unit. I was paying to not look at my kids' art.
But it felt good knowing that it was there.
It was there, yeah. And with the second kid, okay, not so much. It's the second kid's. Is he on fire? Can you put him out? Why'd you call? We're out at dinner. Why did you call us?
I got 4.
I know, but you're going through them pretty quickly. We had 14 years between kids.
Yeah.
So we literally have 2 only children.
That must have been nice, though, because with your first child, you had all the experience. And then 14 years later, when you think you're not even going to have any more kids, you get this amazing blessing surprise.
Again. Yeah.
And now you're like, you can appreciate it in a different way as a father because you didn't think you'd get that chance again.
Yeah. I'm at the stage of parenting now where what I want for Father's Day is for them to know it's Father's Day. I'll settle for that.
Just acknowledgement.
If they remember, if either of my kids remember that this Sunday is Father's Day.
I'm sure they will.
It's all that's no lock.
Really?
It's no lock, trust me.
Listen, kids are tough. Kids are tough. They got a lot of stuff
going
on.
They got their own lives.
Yeah. Someday they'll remember and they'll go, man, we should have given Dad a better Father's Day.
Yeah, that one in 26 was an embarrassment.
There's no novelty shirt out there that says World's Best Dad that they can get you.
Mugs.
A mug.
Something.
You can't get me a mug.
I'm sure they'll some. Did you ever see The Family Guy where Peter breaks into a house and takes the mugs? These are mine now. He steals the World's Best Father mug. And the woman goes, you can't. He goes, honey, we knew this day would come. Someone would take the title from us. How about you? Or do the kids ask? Does the missus shepherd the crew for you?
Yes, she's still directing their adoration.
I'm still
of me.
doing that at Mother's Day, and mine are 37 and 22 now.
You got to corral these.
You got to remind them. Hey, this. She went through a lot to get you here.
Yes,
guys.
You know where you came from? I mean, literally. Do you know where you came from? It's very difficult.
I had very little to do with it. She did all the work.
Well, that's not true.
Maybe that's why Father's Day.
No, that's not true. Don't undervalue yourself. It's Father's Day. Don't do that on Father's Day. You can do that on Mother's Day, but I'm not going to let you diminish yourself on Father's Day.
Thank you, my friend.
Just because your half of the job goes so much quicker doesn't mean it's less valuable.
That's true. Good luck without us.
Listen, we're just better at it, I guess. I can do everything that I need to do to create half of a human being.
Like that.
Like that. And you know what? If it takes them 9 months,
that's on them.
That's on you.
You said you had America's favorite father and son to share with us today.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Are you expecting big things this Father's Day? Do you have something special planned?
I'll do stuff with my kids in the middle of the day. I'm going to wake up super early at 5 a.m. and I'm going to go golfing with my dad.
Oh, that's...
Yes, which is going to be great.
That's beautiful.
I actually kind of wrestled with that originally I was like, I don't know, because I don't want to be away from the kids on Father's Day morning because they're probably going to wake me up with they'll probably do a song or something that they've worked on together, and they might do a little production of something just to show me how much they love me.
Nothing says love like spilling that tray of burned food onto your bed.
I'm expecting some burnt toast, maybe a wet glass of orange juice.
Sure, yeah, you bet.
And then my wife was like, no, go with your dad. It's going to be fun. So my dad and my brothers were all going to get up really early and go play some golf.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, because, you never know.
My old man's down in Florida.
He's still with us?
Oh, yeah, my father's still with us.
That's amazing.
Yeah, my stepdad, but he raised you. Raised me. Lost my biological father when I was like 8.
Sure.
But, but he's down in Florida. Best I can do is a FaceTimer. At least now it's a FaceTime. You know? Used to be a phone call.
You should send him a mug.
I should.
I
think I have like 6 at the house. I'll send him one of those.
World's best dad.
You know what? Took us a while, but we realized you are the world's best dad.
Have you heard that song? Because you didn't have to be that.
Oh, about stepfathers.
About stepfathers?
Yes, you played that for me, man. Oh,
did I play that song for you?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Yes, you did, brother.
Painfully good.
Is
that a Brad Paisley or something?
Brad Paisley.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stepdad, step up,
because he didn't
baby.
have to be
Right.
or something like that.
Yep.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's a killer song. It's very, very good.
I was raised by a stepdad, and our oldest is I'm a stepdad.
Yeah. And you've now been able to carry on the. Yeah, it's
wonderful
pretty
feeling.
beautiful. All right, let's check in with America's favorite father and son. Of course, we're talking about Joe Biden and little baby Hunter. Joe Biden was on, where was he at? Was this Jay Leno's garage or something?
It's got to be. I mean, Jay Leno is clearly driving in. It's one of his exotic hot
I don't think
rods.
Joe's allowed
Was this
behind the wheel.
coffee talk things he does where he drives?
No, that's Coffee and Cars.
Coffee and Cars?
That's Seinfeld, different comedian.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Jay Leno's got like the world's greatest car
I
collection.
think Jay Leno's got something called Leno's Garage or whatever. Jay Leno's fascinating. Most people know this, like anecdotally, they've probably heard this, but he's famous for saying that he never spent any of the money that he made as host of The Tonight Show.
Yeah.
He lived off of his paychecks from his comedy shows, which were abundant. He was like one of the biggest touring comedians of the, for decades. And so he saved all of that money, all that NBC money, he just went into savings and his passions eventually, which were, I guess, cars, because he has one of the biggest car collections in the world.
Yes.
So anyway, he's talking with Joe Biden. They're in a Corvette, cruising around. Joe Biden starts talking about, I'm not even sure what he's talking about here. He's talking about like how he's stopped people from digging for oil.
Wait a sec. Hang on. So I'm looking at the picture of that video. Is that the Corvette? Is that Joe's Corvette? The one that was in the garage next to the oily rags and the classified documents?
I was thinking the same thing.
The classified documents.
Remember Joe had when Joe
in the trunk.
Yes, well, all over the garage.
Yeah,
spilled out in boxes on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I thought
I didn't piece that together until right now.
I hope they lock that trunk before they spill all those documents out.
I can tell you they're not driving through Delaware, given the canyons that they're driving through in this video.
I bet you that's not his car. I bet you that's one of
bet Leno's got 3 of those. Oh, that's nice, Joe. I've got 3 in better shape than yours. Okay. Here's number 0001.
Let me play this for you. Try to make sense of what Joe Biden is saying, because I, for the life of me, can't figure this out. At the very end, he's kind of bragging about stopping oil drilling, which I disagree with. I think drill, baby, drill. But at the very end, he says something that I don't understand, and I'm hoping you can make sense of.
Well, the other thing I was able to do, I made sure there could be no oil drilling off the East Coast, the West Coast, and 150 miles off the Gulf of Mexico. You could do away with all of that protection, too. No more windmills.
Yeah.
Because they kill birds.
Yeah,
Give me a freaking...
He's America's favorite grandpa. I love him.
He's not my favorite grandpa.
My favorite grandpa. You haven't seen him shirtless on the beach.
I have not.
That's the deal. That's the decider. That's the deal breaker.
No, he's never.
He's in a lounge chair, an Adirondack chair over at Dewey Beach.
If you want to see him shirtless on a beach,
it's something to see.
It's in abundance. You can just go to a beach in Delaware.
It's a sight to see, my friend.
You will find him.
Yeah.
All right, and then Hunter Biden was posting. I just thought this was kind of delightful. Hunter Biden was posting about all of the distasteful UFC fight on the White House lawn.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very long piece that he wrote and posted.
Hunter
on
Biden
X.
has found his groove here. He's become an internet troll.
Well,
par excellence.
That is just what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And he's talking about how distasteful it was because he says that the White House has a certain level of decorum that it should live up to.
And this is a letter he wrote to Joe Rogan?
To Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
He says, Joe, I wish I could sit down with you face to face and explain why so many of us were offended by the UFC
And go through
fight.
line by line.
Yeah. For me, it has nothing to do with the UFC or who showed up for the fights. The brand you've built, yada, yada, yada. Then he talks about, my problem is that I believe some of our public spaces are sacred. And unlike many of the great powers that came before us, these American monuments belong to all of us, not to whoever happens to hold power at the moment. Wasn't he kind of famous? Didn't people think that he brought coke into the White House? Was that a news story that went around?
The story was massive. Somebody found cocaine in a storage cubby,
and
where the White House press enters.
They
and leaves the
attributed
White
that
House.
to press.
Well, first off, people who made the allegations that was Hunter Biden's cocaine. It's a pretty
They're saying
easy
it could
joke.
be.
Pretty easy joke to make.
Yes,
a lot of people made that joke. People who make that joke know nothing about coke addicts.
Okay.
Coke addicts do not lose cocaine.
Okay.
Hunter Biden did a lot of cocaine. I bet you Hunter Biden never lost any cocaine.
Let me ask you what's more likely.
Okay.
Just as an exit question on this segment.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter Biden, who we've seen all the nasty pictures of him with.
Yeah, he was an addict and struggling with addiction.
And drugs,
and
all these
horrible
different
stuff. Yeah.
Or some White House reporter whose career is on the line decides not only to bring cocaine into the White House, but also check it in
at the cubby,
so they don't accidentally bring it into the reporter's room.
Nothing more embarrassing than reaching in for a notepad. And, whoopsie daisy.
A little nose candy.
Little sugar burgers. Yeah, okay.
I'm not going to make you answer that question, but the audience can answer that question for themselves. Which of those two scenarios is more likely? A young reporter or Hunter Biden, who maybe was on a trip? I have no idea. I don't know who did it.
I think it's more
we
likely.
may never know.
I think it's more likely somebody threw it in there to create a controversy where none existed. I think somebody planted that there.
Somebody went out and purchased cocaine, and they said, let's put this in a cubby locker.
Yeah, so we can then
say the press room, so that we can say it's Hunter Biden's because he's not getting enough bad press.
That's more likely than a cocaine addict losing their cocaine.
Okay. All right. Well, that's your opinion. That's great.
I'm saying it's all just opinion.
All right. We got a lot more coming up. When we come back, we're going to talk to a local politician who is running for office and would like to be a local politician. So we're running for office and basically saying, like, all the money that we're spending, being forced to spend on climate change initiatives, it's too much. It's too much right now. And if you can't back it up with evidence...
Is this where you announce your candidacy? Because you've been saying that for as long as I've known you.
That would be illegal for me to do.
Okay,
So I'm not going to do that on the radio. But I will say somebody else is going to say it.
It sounds like a good idea to me.
It sounds like a totally solid idea. We'll talk about it when we come back. Stick around.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with more.
24% of businesses are now thinking about leaving Washington.
Traffic.
We are definitely seeing some slowing through the S-curves.
Conversation.
We build it, we produce it, we charge for it.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me?
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Folks, the rainy season is behind us. Summer months are upon us. The weather's changed. How'd your house hold up this winter? Did your roof hold up? Do you have hidden leaks that you didn't even know about? Water damage? Is your insulation ready for the summer months? Call my friends at Integrity Roofing and Construction now and book yourself a free video inspection, free roof assessment. Find out where you stand, what you need to do to make sure you're ready for the summer heat. Get the right amount of insulation. If there's any water damage, they can do it. They do full repairs, restorations, full roof replacements. They got a design team in-house. They can do it all. IntegrityRC.com is the website, IntegrityRC.com. Call them up at 206-202-ROOF.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
Every day, caregivers change lives. Caregiving offers flexibility and the chance to make a real difference in your community. It's not just caring work, it's hard work. The kind of work that calls for empathy, patience, problem solving, reliability, and both physical and mental strength. It may be the hardest job you'll ever love. Right now, Washington faces a caregiver shortage, and your skills and your heart are needed more than ever. Visit caregivercareerswa.com for resources and support to start or return to your caregiving career.
Sponsored by DSHS and aired by the WSAB in this station.
Dr. Mark Wagner has performed over 20,000 stem cell procedures, including mine, at Seattle Sports Regenerative Medicine. And we've interviewed over 100 of Dr. Wagner's patients, and we hear the same things. It changed my life. I'm back to doing the activities I love without pain. It really works. It's remarkable.
We love helping people
people get back to living life to the fullest and doing the things they enjoy most.
They also must really enjoy not having the pain and recovery time with surgery.
Stem cell therapy is a 60-minute, non-surgical, minimally invasive procedure to eliminate pain, regenerate cartilage, treat tendon and ligament tears, osteoarthritis, and chronic tendinitis.
And you only use the patient's own stem cells.
That's right, their body's own stem cells.
So, whether it's a hip like me, an elbow, shoulder, or knee...
Don't forget ankles, wrists, and thumbs.
Yep, those patients too. Before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD first. Learn more at drmarkwagnermd.com.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate, and there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466, 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Summer is the time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your abs or tan. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your very own hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. They are the team that addressed my hair loss, and I recommend them to everyone. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair's summer sales event is on for a limited time. So get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and make the call now while their summer savings event is still on. That's 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Your VA loan and reverse mortgage experts for 34 years. Best Mortgage is proud to be the longest-running mortgage company on KIRO Radio. Get a no-pressure consultation from a real person, never an AI bot. Web search Best Mortgage for honest advice you can trust.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. There is mixed reaction today to the Memorandum of Understanding signed between the U.S. and Iran. Vice President J.D. Vance says it's a win for the entire Middle East.
Iran is weakened, their nuclear program destroyed, their economy in desperate straits, and if they change their behavior, big things are going to happen for Iran and for the world. If they don't, no skin off our backs. Either way, we win.
ABC's Selena Wang says lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are raising questions about terms of the deal.
There's actually bipartisan concern that this deal gives a lot of wins to Iran. In fact, this is not a final agreement even. This is a framework of a deal that gives 60 days to hammer out that final agreement. And when it comes to what Iran gets from this, the U.S. will lift that naval blockade, allow Iran to immediately resume selling oil.
Here in King County, prosecutors have filed felony child sex charges against a 25-year-old man. Police say Eunice Nuru is accused of targeting young girls at the Target store in Factoria. Court documents say surveillance video shows him secretly filming minors and molesting a girl about 6 years old. Police believe there could be more victims. Nuru was arrested this week at a home in Kent. Bail is set at $200,000. Well, it took only a couple of hours for a wildfire to tear through Spokane neighborhoods on Tuesday, forcing some 12,000 people to evacuate. One person now presumed dead. Emergency management expert Ted Beener says it's a warning for all of Washington as our summers grow longer.
Since the 1950s, our summers now are 3 to 4 weeks longer than they used to be. So now you have more warmer weather, drier conditions like we're experiencing right now. There's no rain in the forecast in the near future. We may end up with this month being totally dry the rest of the way.
He says homeowners all over the state, including Western Washington, should create defensible space around their properties. You can find plenty of tips at firewise.org. Now to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Nate Connors.
And we're off to an early start with our afternoon backups from Everett to Olympia. It is busy. Everett to Marysville already a 20-minute commute. You're heavy from 526 up to 528. And eastbound 526, we're bumper to bumper, leaving the Boeing plant. In Canyon Park, we just cleared our collision north 405 near 527. It's left us with scattered backups starting in Kirkland. Bellevue to Linwood is at a 40-minute commute. South 5 into Seattle, we're struggling bumper to bumper from 130th and Northgate all the way to the West Seattle Bridge before it clears out. Linwood to Seattle just hit 1 hour, a 40-minute delay. Southbound 99, you're now packed from the zoo down to Mid-Lake Union. North 5 heavy from Albro in the downtown. South 5 heading into Fife is now packed starting at South 288 there in Federal Way all the way through that Fife curve where we just cleared a long-term crash. Federal Way to Tacoma, 25-minute drive. It's another hour from Tacoma down into Olympia. Don't miss fireworks nights all summer long, presented by T-Mobile. The next show is June 19th. Get your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Should have plenty of clear skies for those fireworks, too. Today, more sunshine and highs in the upper 70s. Right now, 73 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. Man, really fun show today. If you guys have not listened to the entire thing, shame on you. Go get the podcast so you can listen to it 5 times over the weekend. In fact, that should be the only thing that you do over the weekend. No?
No, it's a great way to spend a holiday weekend.
Yeah. On Father's Day,
listen
wake
to it with
up.
Your dad. Yeah.
Listen to it with your pops.
There you go.
At the start of our 2 p.m. hour, we talked about what we are doing for Father's Day and all the great novelty gifts that we're expecting. Joining us now, I'm really excited about this conversation. I think it's a very, very important topic to discuss. We have a local House candidate who's running for Washington's 26th legislative district, and I believe that's Port Orchard and Gig Harbor. I could be wrong about that.
Bremerton.
Yeah. Bremerton. I'm sorry, Bremerton.
My
yes.
brother's was a constituent of the 26th.
There you go. Katie Cornell joins us now. Katie, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Katie, you're a story that I saw over on Seattle Red caught my attention because you are talking about one of the big issues that you're discussing that everybody should be talking about. In fact, we had a story earlier today about this. Energy rates are going through the roof, and people are concerned about that for obvious reasons because everything is so crazy expensive these days. But why, specifically when it comes to climate initiatives, like why does that mean that energy has to get so expensive?
Yeah, that's such a great question. When I started, and I apologize for my voice, it doesn't hurt as bad as it sounds.
It sounds very smoky. People actually like that sound. It's okay.
Is that from wildfire smoke, Katie? Is it?
That's from climate change. You're right.
Yeah, I've been talking too much apparently, so I apologize.
Campaigning's tough work. No, don't worry about it. As long as it doesn't hurt you, we're fine with you.
Yeah, we're good.
We're good. Yeah. So as I've been out doorbelling, talking to people, I asked them what's most important to them, what's the biggest issue. And I kept hearing over and over and over again, our electricity bills are just through the roof. And so I started looking into it to figure it out. I'm not an energy expert. It wasn't my number one reason for running. I have other passions and things. But of course, I'm like, well, if this is what matters to the people I'm running to represent, then I better figure this out. So I started looking into it and trying to wrap my head around it.
So what's happening? It's basically there are mandates for certain energy efficiencies that the state has put in place, politicians have put in place. They have to hit these benchmarks by, it's funny because you hear a number like 2030 and you think to yourself, oh, that's like when the Jetsons are going to be here. But
that's our grandkids' problem, not ours.
It's just a minute down the road. It's going to be 2030, and there's all of these mandates that these massive companies have to hit, these energy companies. And as a result of all of this new stuff that they're trying to like feverishly put into play, ratepayers are having to eat the cost with higher bills.
Yeah, exactly. So the way that there's two different, obviously the Climate Commitment Act, which then essentially only allows us to buy so many carbon credits as a way it's a way to basically punish us for creating carbon emissions.
Sure. Right.
And that's to try to push people to go away from it. And so in that, it makes all of our energy and carbon and gas and everything super expensive because they basically, it's a supply and demand issue. They're saying we're only going to give you this much supply. So we're paying more to have the supply we have. So that's one factor of it. The other side of it is CETA. CETA is the one that they're pushing us to be at zero emissions by 2030, net neutral carbon emissions. So essentially, they're requiring all of our energy companies to switch over by 2030. And this requires billions of dollars in investment. And you're talking transmission investment, the storage for this type of energy, converting over to different energy sources. And that is all being passed on to us, the consumer. So
I know in a state that's controlled by Democratic policies, someone who speaks out against these and these energy initiative type agendas has a long way to go in pushing a rock uphill. Are you pushing for to revoke these policies or just maybe push these deadlines into a more realistic time frame?
Yeah, so great question. Yeah, no, I think we all want to protect our beautiful state. It's one of the most beautiful places on earth. All the goals are great. We just have to be realistic in how we can get there and how much we're willing to pay for that, especially when we say we care the most about working families because they're the ones paying the real price. They're hurting really bad. The electric companies are saying energy rates bills are going to go up 30% a year. 30%. I mean, that's going to be double your electricity bills in the next 3 years. You know, who can afford that?
Nobody.
Some people in Port Orchard are saying they're paying already $700 to $800 a month for a 3-bedroom house. I mean, you're talking possibly $1,400. So to answer your question, I want to propose when elected that we push out the timeline from 2030 to maybe 2035, 2040. That would allow us to decrease those bills. Instead of going up 30%, they can go up maybe 10% a year, 5% a year. But it has to go up at a rate that wages go up, that people can adjust to that. If it goes up too drastically, we're not going to be able to afford electricity.
We're talking to Katie Cornell. She's running for the 26th legislative district in Washington. Spike, you had another question?
Katie, is there a movement? Is there an appetite for this in Olympia? Are you going to be a lone voice in the wilderness on this, or are there other members that see the same common sense?
Yeah, no, I think people are realizing, and the more people can speak up about this, the better the constituents, the voters, the average person. But my understanding from talking to stakeholders is there is enough momentum building that there has to be something done. And not just because of their concern about people being able to pay for it, but the other part of the problem is our permitting process in our state is so slow that we're not able to actually get the work done to meet the goal. So that's another driving force is permits and the amount of time it takes to accomplish the rebuilds and the transmission lines. People are realizing we are not going to be able to reach that goal. It is very unrealistic.
There was this really interesting thing. we oftentimes kind of make fun. It's like a special little fun thing that we like to do. Jay Inslee, who people may or may not remember, was the governor of the state. He's thankfully no longer the governor.
First partial Sasquatch human to be elected to public office. So I want to give some credit where credit is due.
He posted something the other day, because he's always posting about like green energy stuff, because he thinks that's his legacy.
That's his legacy, yeah.
And actually it's just higher gas prices, but whatever. But he posted this thing about solar power and all these great solar power jobs that were, because this company was expanding or yada, yada. And people pointed out, rightfully so, they're like, yeah, but it's in Georgia. It's not in Washington that these jobs are being created. So, yes, it's nice to have clean energy and it's nice to have these things. And we certainly have parts of the state that could have a lot of great solar energy capture. Yeah. But the problem is that we have so much regulation, like you were just saying, Katie, it makes it very difficult for businesses to invest in Washington. And so they just do it elsewhere.
Yep. Yes, exactly. And a lot of the solar and wind energy as well isn't even being made in America. It's being made in China and other things like that. So if you just get into other bigger things as well, it's not even all even American jobs. So, yeah.
All right. Well, Katie Cornell, Spike, did you have another question? You good?
There are 2 seats in the 26. Am I right? Am I right about that?
Yeah, 2 House seats. Yep, and I'm running in the open seat that was held by Michelle Caldier.
Okay, she's moved on. That's what I was curious about. Okay,
so Katie Cornell,
best of luck to you.
Yeah, best of luck. And if you're interested in finding out more about her campaign, you go to katiecornell.com. Is that the best place people can go?
Yeah, if you want more common sense solutions, find me there.
Love it. Fantastic.
Common sense and Olympia, 2 words I never thought I'd see put together.
KATYcornell.com. Check it out. Katie, thank you so much for making the time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Katie's going to go rest her voice. And we are going
She's going door to door, man, ringing doorbells.
I know.
That's the price you pay.
It is common sense. I do think she makes a lot of sense. Like she's saying, it's noble to want to have the cleanest state we can possibly have,
Absolutely.
but there is a cost factor. And if you're just one of those people that says like, well, darn the cost, it doesn't matter. That's not a fair conversation. Because
and that's a thought that was held before everything else around our lives went through the roof cost-wise. This is the one thing we have some control over.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we got text messages next. Lots of great stuff. Stick around, right back.
Summer's right around the corner. Can you say World Series? I don't want to jinx anybody, and I don't want to jinx that heating system or cooling system that you have, but it could possibly out at home. So the best thing to do right now is to replace the system. You want it done right and done fast. Upgrade your cooling now with Home Comfort Alliance. Their 60-second online price estimator makes it so easy. Upgrade to a Lennox cooling system and get a new heating system free. Plus available utility rebates. Visit homecomfortalliance.com today.
Hey, Spike O'Neill for Aegis Living. I told you recently my aunt had surgery, and it was just day surgery, home the next day. But the recovery was something we weren't sure as a family if we were equipped to give the kind of care my aunt deserved. So we called our friends at Aegis Living, asked about respite care. Respite care is a short-term stay at an Aegis Living facility. 2 days, 2 weeks, whatever your family needs. Expert 24/7 care, all the amenities for recovery and rest an Aegis Living community provides. Go to agesliving.com/spike and book a visit. See if respite care is the right solution for someone in your family. That's agesliving.com/spike.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
Honey, did you invite the minions over?
Hello. Well, you know how we talked about getting Wi-Fi from Xfinity?
Yeah.
I ordered it this morning, was online in minutes, then they showed up.
So they just came over to use the Wi-Fi?
They even brought their own devices and spell book.
You didn't give them the new Wi-Fi password, right?
No.
That's good.
I gave them our old one because Xfinity lets us keep the same network name and password so devices connect instantly.
What do they want Wi-Fi for anyways?
Better not to know. Plausible deniability.
Get streaming or scheming instantly with same-day Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Plus, lock in one price for the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi for 5 years. Guaranteed. And see Minions and Monsters only in theaters. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. This June, for Men's Health Month, Revive Men's Health in Seattle is offering a free comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. No guessing, just answers. Over 100,000 men have trusted Revive to get real results. More energy, better sleep, improved mood, and confidence that shows. If something feels off, don't wait. Take control and protect your long-term health by knowing your numbers. This offer ends June 30th. Schedule your free comprehensive wellness panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Feel better, live stronger. Start now.
I'm Bradley Johnson with 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Let's talk about soccer. Serious passion, inhuman stamina, and yet exaggerated injuries. Soccer is one of the few sports where overtime is a little subjective. One thing we know is that many fans enjoy game day with craft brews. Be sure to keep a clean sheet. It's not worth trading in those bicycle kicks for riding your bicycle to work. When being pulled over for DUI, there are rarely yellow cards, only red. So play it safe and don't go off sides. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY or go to 1-800-DUI-AWAY.com to schedule your free private consultation. If you're stopped for DUI midfield from home and there are no free kicks, make it your goal to call 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
1-800-DUI-AWAY. For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Hartley here from Wilcox Farms. For over 100 years, we've cared for hens with healthy pastures and organic greens. That's why our eggs are nutritious and flavorful. Next time you shop, choose Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Are you looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, ranging from the low 500s to the high 1 millions. D.R. Horton has the right home at the best value for you. Your new home is within reach, so what are you waiting for? Learn more about the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
All right, welcome back to the show. Really fun show today, and thank you all so much. Mike, great job today producing, by the way.
Thank you. Appreciate it. It's always a blast working with you guys. I really enjoy it.
We strive to please. We got text messages.
Yeah,
plenty.
we do.
Let's just jump right into it. Mike, start us off.
All right, let's. One of the hottest topics of the day: World Cup traffic. Brett starts with, guys, they're doing it based on flight bookings, but I think a lot of people are already here for cruises and other reasons. That's part of the reason they're not seeing a big bump, but there is absolutely way more people in downtown right now.
There you go.
Okay, I didn't realize we're basing it on flight connected to the World Cup cities. Talking about Seattle being the lowest number of visitors for World Cup.
That's what the report was.
Of any U.S. American city. So, 45 says, I would agree that because it's measured.
Argue.
I would argue. I'm sorry. I would agree. I did it again. See, I can't do that.
It's actually the opposite of what you're saying.
Okay, well,
it's a reverse Freudian slip.
Well, we'll argue to agree. I would argue that because it's measured against last year, people always vacation here. No one ever vacations in Kansas City. That's what I was wondering too. Was compared to last year, are our numbers down from last year? I think I think just measuring the visitors to these World Cup cities.
Perhaps.
Total visitors based on air flight bookings.
Kara, the cleaning lady, she says I-5 northbound doesn't have the express lanes open to them anymore. That's why traffic is backed up and more going north from the south end.
It's true.
Yeah. And a couple other texters put that in as well. Apparently, the express lanes are facing the other direction.
As they should be.
Right.
Yes.
Carrie in Bonnie Lake writes, family drove in yesterday from the east for a graduation party, and they're reporting larger than usual volume headed toward Seattle. Finger crossed for that tourism traffic, !
There you
go. Doug in Mount Vernon says visitors to World Cup cities. Seattle is normally a popular city to visit during the summertime. Cities like Philly, Houston, Dallas, and KC aren't desirable during summer without soccer.
425 has a confusing. I'll read it. I don't understand it. 425 says Kansas City refers to Missouri, not Kansas. Did we call it Kansas? I don't think we called it Kansas.
We called it Kansas City. It's Arrowhead Stadium. We called it Kansas.
Kansas City, the city in Missouri, came before the state of Kansas or Kansas City, Kansas. I think 425 just loves Kansas.
Yeah. How much Kansas could Kansas can if Kansas could can Kansas?
Carry on, my wayward son.
I don't understand what 425 is saying, honestly.
I think he thought we were mentioning Kansas as a World Cup destination. We said Kansas City. I don't know. I didn't realize.
Maybe they like the band.
All right.
I don't know. Let's move on. Paul in the 253. I am flying from Europe to the U.S. I am taking the shorter flight. I would not want to fly to New York and then have another 6-hour flight.
Ugh.
I get it. That's why the East Coast cities are doing better. I've heard that report.
Let's do these wave ones. These wave ones.
Yeah.
On the Wave, Bob from Puyallup says the Wave started in the Kingdom, not Husky Stadium. The reason it was popular there was because it could go into in a complete circle. They copied it for Husky Stadium. Bob, if I have to either go with you or Rob Weller, who was on the show, I got to go with him. I mean, he seems like a very credible source to me. He was there. And you seem like a nice guy, Bob from Puyallup, but I'm going to go with Rob.
Well, I'll go with Rob and with Mike in Kent, who says, I was in the student section when Rob Weller started this. I think it was against Stanford, as Rob Weller mentioned during our interview. You can go back and listen to it on the YouTube channel or your podcast. It started in Seattle. And Rob Weller even said that Harry the hot dog guy was also Bill the beer man at the Kingdom. Saw it successfully completed at Husky Stadium, took it into the Kingdom, where the circular crowd did lend itself to its popularity.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Myron from Kenmore agrees. Rob Weller invented the Wave at a homecoming game. I was there.
There you go. Let's skip over to Father's Day. 253 says it goes from art to underwear and socks. It really is. And as much as we were kind of being funny talking about it earlier, we're both just so incredibly blessed to be fathers.
Absolutely.
And for all of you guys out there who are going to be celebrating Father's Day this weekend, congratulations. And I hope you have a great weekend. I mean, it's a very, very special time. We got a couple more texts, though, so let's do a few more of these.
206 says, got hit with a thank you for teaching me to fish and being my baseball coach. Nothing breaks a man faster. Love being a dad.
That's very sweet.
It's cats in the cradle in a text message right there. Yeah. C in Arlington writes, Jake and Spike, I hope you both have a wonderful Father's Day. You both sound like great dads.
Oh, that's nice, C. Thank you so much.
Kind. Now let's get to the real meaning of the day.
I don't want to end on Hunter Biden.
I do.
You want to skip all those
saved this for last,
We just
buddy.
talked about how sweet fathers, and now we're going to talk about
Hunter Biden's. He's got a great dad.
All right, do it, Spike.
Spike
we'll end on a high note.
Brett says Spike is exactly right. Nobody leaves a big bag of coke laying around who is addicted to cocaine because that's all they think about. And Jake, it's okay that you don't know that because that's not the sort of thing that everybody knows.
All right, that's fair.
It says a lot about you that you
Brett.
don't know that to be the case. That's wonderful.
If you'd like to talk about small collectible spoons, then I'm your guy.
Also funny.
Could also be used. All right. Last one very quickly. Fernando, Seattle, I might be wrong, but I don't think that the first family goes through security like everybody else, so Hunter would not have needed to put anything in a cubby. That's very possible, Fernando. We'll let you have the last word. Have a great Father's Day, everyone.
Yeah, all of you out there.
We're off tomorrow, but go Team USA. John Curley's coming up next. He's going to have a great show. Tune in for that. And we'll see you guys back here tomorrow for a very special best of edition of the Jake and Spike Show. Have a great night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better. better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Are you in pain? Have you considered surgery or even joint replacement? Hi, everybody. It's John Curley. Before you make that decision, I recommend you see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. I did, and it's been a game changer. My doctor took a look at my x-rays and said, well, looks like you need a whole new hip. And then he said, wait, how old are you? And I told him, and then he said, well, wait, you're too young for a hip. You're just going to have to, live with the pain. We'll see in 3 years. It was horrible. Dr. Wagner is a board-certified Seattle physician with over 30 years of experience performing more than 20,000 stem cell procedures, using a person's own stem cells to regenerate cartilage in their own joints. People with severe osteoarthritis, even bone on bone, are back doing what they enjoy doing without pain and without surgery. So whether it's a hip like I had or a shoulder, elbow,